Professor Charles. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Speaking from Bangladesh, Professor Dr. Aurobindo Shaha. Very good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon, Professor. Welcome aboard.
Afternoon.
Afternoon to you all.
Nigeria. Ambassador Dr. Anago Ikechukwu Augustine from Nigeria. Say welcome to you all.
Ambassador, good afternoon from Nigeria. Abakar Adam Mohammed speaking from Nigeria.
Dr. Richard Azuka Odes from Nigeria. Welcome to everyone. Glad to meet you all.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sanjay.
Good afternoon, good morning to all from all the respective countries. Harjot, Mr. Harjot. Hello, Harjot.
Good evening, Dr. Gaur. Yes, just waiting for the technical team. Good afternoon, everyone. Before we commence, I would request all our attendees to please mute their microphones so that all the other attendees can hear our panels and speakers.
Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. And I'd like to welcome you to the second day of IIU's International Conference. It's a pleasure to have all the participants, members of IIU from around the world join us here for the second day of today's conference. We will be looking at the virtual education policies, planning and education. IIU is the world's first internship-based university that hopes to provide education to individuals across 190 countries with free access and in-demand industry skills. We look to partner with several universities and are now accredited by some of the most top international institutions around the world. It is IIU's intention to fill the gap between domestic and international education curriculum by providing a global curriculum to students in the contemporary period across the world. It is our goal that equity of education access, providing the necessary skills, is the basic priority of the Sustainable Development Goals and is the mission of IIU. Before we proceed, I would now like to invite IIU's Board of Trustee, Ms. Roshni Lal, to present her comments. Mrs. Roshni Lal ji.
And ma'am, you are on mute. Ma'am, you are on mute.
I think we're facing some technical difficulty.
Ma'am, are we audible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think there's some technical difficulty. Our board of trustee, Ms. Roshni Lal, is unable to, I think, join us right now. I would like to move and invite IIU's co-founder, Ms. Mona Angia, to the floor to present the keynote address for the speakers of today's session. We definitely seem to be missing a few members to start. Please just give us about 2 minutes. I think there's some technical difficulty on our end.
Please call to another person.
Before we proceed, we hope that all the members here present today and all the attendees here present today, one of the main goals that I hope that all the members who are now affiliated with IIU understand that moving forward, it is our intention to maintain access for education across the world. We hope that in the forthcoming weeks, you are able to tell us the challenges from a technical perspective, from a social perspective, from an economic perspective that faces students in your countries regarding the skills that they require, regarding the training that they require, and regarding the gaps in access to education and global curriculum that they have. Your input and your feedback is of extreme importance to us, as it helps us better devise curriculums and courses that are suited towards filling that gap that is currently absent in the global curriculum. And I would therefore like you all to use this platform to let us know what are the challenges that currently face students and the domestic curriculum in your countries. What are the most in-demand skills in your countries, and what can IIU do as an organization to fill that gap in the future? Moving on as well, I would like to invite I think we have a difficulty. I would like to invite Dr. Pareen Somani to deliver some opening remarks to the gathering here today. Ms. Somani. Dr. Somani.
Hello. Thank you very much, Harjot, for the lovely introduction. My name is Dr. Pareen Somani. As we have met yesterday, many of us were there yesterday. But thank you for thank you that we are for me to give a best wishes. I'm really sorry that right now our trustee board of trustee and our co-founder we are not able to connect due to technical difficulties. I apologize on behalf of IIU and the technical team. I'm sure we will up and running working about this thing. But let me start by wishing you that it is a great pleasure to be with you all today. On behalf of IIU, I would like to welcome you all. Trustee of IIU International Internship University, Dr. Roshni Lal, our founder, chairman, and head IIU Asia, Dr. Piyush Pandit, and our co-founder, all around countries, and all our esteemed speakers from around the world, and our moderators, all faculty members, and our organizing team, and all the delegates who have joined this virtual conference of International Education Information Congress on a virtual platform. I'm very pleased to see you all of you here today. Today we are eager to share the diverse and unified approaches pertaining to new virtual educational approach towards the post-pandemic global education. IIU has successfully provided a platform which has brought us all together, global leaders, to share their expertise and students to look to the future with renewed hope and discuss innovative solution that we can implement to build a better future post COVID-19. So let's talk about it. So what is IIU? IIU is a university called International Internship University, the world first and the only virtual center distance institution that provides education through the experience of skilled international trainees. During the pandemic, we have been enduring many challenges that has required us to reskill and upscale. In the contemporary world, new world, the new normal society we all are living in right now, there is a requirement for all graduate students to possess certain skills before entering the workforce. IIU aims to build that bridge, that skill gaps for students by providing the best exposure to benefit the future generation. IIU does this by focusing on initiating, building, and giving priority to the importance of learning, and with an internship-based dimension to ensure appropriate experience is delivered to the students. IIU is accessible to individuals all around the world, and it takes a global dimension. So we need more leaders everywhere to act righteously through their specialized skills and make a societal difference. So that's why I'm so inspired to be your Vice Chancellor, standing here with you today as you embark upon your journey to progress your future. You are the leader that we need. Wherever you go, whatever you choose to do, remember, whenever you take a degree, you get a paper degree. But here we are trying to help each and everybody in their own capacity, in their own skills. And I wish you a best of luck. And I trust that you will be specialized in the training and education when you are coming to IIU. You'll go out and make a better world. Let me tell you that the world desperately needs your energy and your leadership. IIU will support you and help you to achieve your goals. But I too would like to share you with three key messages that I feel will help you to face the challenges with resilience and to grow to help your transformation. So number one, always be positive, never fear change, because every night turns into a new day. Remember, with a positive mental attitude, we can create positive change. Number two, seek the strength within yourself, seek the strength from inside yourself. Use this inner strength to create opportunities, to build a better future through your resilience. Help other people, background, ethnicity, social, political, or religious outlooks do not matter. Remember, we are all one, and we all have been through this pandemic together, and we are all going to come out together stronger. Number three, respect each other. Respect each other the way you like to be treated. Seek to resolve differences through understanding diverse viewpoint. Seek to be the change you wish to create in this world.
A valutazione
Our world.
praticamente
This is our country.
siamo a valutazione finale.
All students around the world of IIU, alumni, educators, the whole team within this
Non
conference
c'è qualcosa che
as
non
we
quadra.
embark upon this life-changing journey. Remember that is only by working together we can make a positive global change. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It's very inspiring, and we're very looking forward to your leadership at IIU to guide us and us towards a global curriculum as well. I would now like to invite. I would request our attendees to please mute their microphone during the session. Thank you. I would now like to invite Ms. Rashni Lal, our board of trustee, who's been an instrumental partner in the support for founding of IIU. Ma'am. Ms. Rashni Lal, ma'am, you have the floor. No, ma'am, your microphone's on mute, I think. Okay, we can hear. No, ma'am. There's some audio difficulty right now for some reason. While we figure out the technical difficulty right now, I would like all our attendees to focus to the screen and have a look at IIU's. Yes, I would like all the attendees to focus towards the screen right now.
A distant What is education? Books? Classes? Teachers? Schools? No. Education is not that. It's beyond this. Education is a term that we have grown up listening to since we were kids. Right from the beginning of childhood till this very moment, we have been surrounded by education and its need and importance. A luxury for the rich. A necessity for the bread earner. A dream for the underprivileged. An aspiration for the suppressed. A distant reality for the inaccessible. The primary objective of education is to impart knowledge. Education also has its fair share in building the thinking capacity of people's minds. Hence, education supplies people with knowledge and facts, and also encourages them to integrate that acquired knowledge into practical and professional lives via necessary training. Education, thus, also plays a primary role in supporting the economic, social and cultural sector of a country. It's a way to change the future today. The current education system can make people easy to lead, but difficult to drive, is either all academic, all physical, all virtual, or all costly. Also, it makes easy to govern, but impossible to enslave. We cannot win over the future by sabotaging our present with extreme disparity. IIU takes great pride in saying that we're bridging the gaps in education system. We're not just academicians, but also practically oriented. We're not just limited to virtual classes, but also physical exposure. We do not dig a hole in the pockets of the students and their families. We're everything that traditional education hasn't been. IIU has already implemented and promoting the MOOCs technology. When we talk about MOOCs technology, it stands for Massive, Open, Online Courses. The word massive is to be understood in the sense that 100,000 learners or more at the same time have open and equal opportunities to attend these courses. MOOCs are truly a tremendous technological leap, and what makes them so attractive is that they don't imply any cost to learners. IIU has tied up with more than 100 universities to provide more than 10,000 courses to the students, free of cost, with the help of MOOCs technology. We're a revolution in the making, a wind of change. Education is much more charming and intriguing than the temptations of distractions unnecessary. Our education policymakers must look into the problem to make a better system, which is more practical and provides hands-on learning to the students. Who are we? The International Internship University is a virtual university with state-of-the-art curriculum, real-life industry exposure, amazing student attention, learning-oriented resources, and most of all, a commitment to make the world a better place. Why do we exist? We exist to fulfill the necessity of the bread earner. We exist to help underprivileged achieve their dreams. We exist to fuel aspirations and accessibility. We exist to provide everyone the luxury of being capable of changing the world. We really do exist to ignite young minds and make them the torchbearers of tomorrow. For a better future. for the legacy of everyone who's left us, for the hope of everyone who's yet to come, and for the growth of everyone who walks this beautiful planet. We invite you to join our world-class educational team and platform with an altruistic dedication to creating the future. The change is so big that it would potentially impact millions across the world. Millions of children and youth around the world cannot wait any longer. Please join us in our effort to create the virtual learning generation of IIU. We're IIU, we're change. Welcome to our world, a new tomorrow.
Well, I hope that in the future, now moving forward, IIU is able to provide students across the world with the connections they need, with access to the massive education platform that we're hoping to set up, and the gaps that it hopes to fill out in the future. I would now like to invite an instrumental and very important member of IIU, our co-founder, Ms. Mona Angia, to present the keynote speech for today.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Okay. I'm really sorry because my low internet. Okay. Okay. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everyone. I welcome all of you to International Intensive University. I am Mona Angia, co-founder IIU from Indonesia. And
Ma'am, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everyone. I welcome all of you to
Well, you're on mute, ma'am.
Ma'am, you've gone on mute again. We seem to be facing a lot of technical issues today. We apologize about that.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you now. Yes, I think
Okay.
it's open. Yes.
Okay. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed education forever. COVID-19 has resulted in school closure around the world. Globally, more than 1.2 billion children are outside the classroom. As a result, education has changed dramatically with a distinctive learning offering where it's done remotely and on digital platform. So that online learning is proven to increase information retention, and it doesn't take doesn't long, which means the changes caused by the coronavirus are likely to continue. While countries are at a different point in the level of COVID-19 infection. Worldwide, there are currently more than 1.2 billion children in 186 countries affected by the pandemic school closure. With the sudden shift from classroom in many parts of the world, some are wondering whether the adoption of online learning will survive the pandemic and how this change will affect the education market worldwide. After the COVID epidemic, the world's first virtual university has been created, where education is provided through online internship, colleges, university, and researchers from many countries. The spokesperson for the university publicity appreciate this noble work. And welcome to the world first virtual university IIU to offer quality, accessible, and independent inclusion and location to nearly 1,000 accredited program for students, professional, work staff, entrepreneurs, and creators. Is this time for higher education to priority digital strategy? Therefore, IIU is here to present a solution to the current situation. This technological development requires students, leaders, and policymakers to make digital transformation and technology a priority. The International Intensive University has committed to contract and joint venture with online education program manager. We will build a partnership with the corporate sector where students can work, earn, and study the same time. This new version of the education system allow the international apprenticeship university to move forward to make a better world. And welcome to the world first virtual university IIU to our quality, accessible, independent planning and allocation in around 1,000 accredited program for student, professional, employee, entrepreneurs, and change makers worldwide. We are dedicated to making education simple, accessible, and world-class. Hopefully, you cooperation in this international mission. Together, we will make the world better and make it prosperous. IIU is a solution for all us to build quality education. And today, we will hear another discussion between speakers from around the world and panelists. Enjoy the event and let's be successful together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I would once again I'd like to invite on that note all the speakers and participants for today's the second day of IIU's international conference. Like Dr. Angia said, one of the goals that moving forward is to fill those gaps through digital technology in segments where students do not have access to education. There are states where conflict and low education rates continue to exist, and students do not have access to the required skill sets. And IIU hopes to fill that gap in and provide the requisite skill sets to students across the world using this medium of technology. I would now like to invite my co-moderator, Dr. Tanya Simmons, who is the founder and trustee of Healing for Nations, a professor and a motivational speaker, to conduct the first panel. Doctor, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I hope you all can hear me. And welcome to this wonderful and amazing platform of IIU University. Welcome to all of our global leaders here on the platform. It's my honor to be with you all today to help moderate, and to obviously the founder and co-founder. Thank you so much. This is such an honor. We're here, we believe in excellence, in leadership and education for all across the world. So this is so exciting. I'm so excited to be a part of this today. Access, as we have seen, has been paramount during this pandemic, and it is IIU's main initiative that all deserve a great education worldwide. There are multiple areas for study, from design to study from and to fashion, and then international, even law and space. So the degrees and the courses that are offered here are absolutely amazing. There are free courses, there are certificate programs, there are degrees, master's degrees, and even honorary doctorate degrees. This platform is excellence bar none. So it is my pleasure to be on here today and helping moderate and in spreading the love and the good news for access for education worldwide. Thank you so much, Harjeet. Back to you.
Okay. Now I would like to invite the first panel to discussion here. Mr. S.S. Pathak. Sir. And His Excellency Elizabeth Lucas II.
Hello,
Dr.
I'm
Hello.
here.
Yes, ma'am.
You want me to say something?
Yes, ma'am. We're just inviting the first panel for discussion. We'd also like to.
Harjeet, I can.
Yes.
I can go
Okay.
ahead and,
right.
and do
Okay.
that. I can go
Sure.
ahead and do it. No
Sure.
worries. Okay, let's go ahead and get started for the first panel. And I'm going to go ahead and invite the speakers for the first panel now. And that would be Ambassador Professor Mrs. Elizabeth Lucas. She's an author, international speaker, world renowned. It's our pleasure to receive her today. Miss Lucas, you're here, correct?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next panelist, you're welcome. You're welcome, ma'am. Our next panelist is Professor Dr. Parakal. Please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. From India. Are you available? Are you here? Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm here.
Welcome, sir.
I'm here.
Well, welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. The next panelist we want to invite Dr. Shama Oman. Dr. Shama Oman.
Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Shama Hussain from Oman.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Our pleasure. Our next panelist and guest is Farhana Haq. Is she available?
Yeah, welcome everybody. Can you hear? Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Our next panelist, an honorary guest, is Ambassador Timothy from Nigeria. Are you available, sir? Ambassador Timothy from Nigeria, are you available? Okay, I don't think he's on, so we'll move to our next panelist. The next panelist is Dr. Indrajit Ghosh. Are you available, sir?
No, he's not.
Okay, he's not. Okay, and we've got another panelist. That would be, hold on just a second here. Is Shyam available or SS Pathak? Are you available?
Available.
Mr. SS Pathak?
Yes, I am available.
Okay, perfect. So we would like to invite you onto the panel.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you. Now, and also one more panelist, I believe. We're going to invite, yeah, I think that's it. So the first question, you'll have 3 minutes each to answer this question, okay? And so the whole panel discussion will take approximately 20 minutes. The first question for panel number 1 is...
Sorry for the disturbance. I think I'm Dr. V. Vasanta Kumar. My name is missed here. I'm the panelist, one of the panelists of here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Our first question to the panelists on panel number 1 is this. When promoting education to share knowledge opposed to a business venture, what are your thoughts on policies, planning, implementation, and to promote for internship-based study. Each of you could have 3 minutes, and your time begins now. Thank you.
Mr. S.S. Pathak, Sabi would like
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead and please begin. Thank you.
You can ask whom to start.
Yes, whoever would like to start, you can go ahead and start. You have 3 minutes.
Okay, ma'am, I will start myself.
Okay.
I'm Dr.
Raghunath
Baragal from India, basically a psychologist, right? And a professor, right? I do teach in a lot of universities, right? As a professor, and I do work with so many hospitals as a psychologist, right? See, when we talk about this kind of education, I want to tell you, the first thing is, it is not easy to, have a change, especially in this kind of mode. Any change, according to the people, they are just watching change as just cutting the C and just cutting the E so that the hang will be there. That is what I can understand. So, but I want to tell you, within the 10 to 15 years, we can understand that the entire educational system is going to change. So our university have taken an initiative of the, rather educating people through the online. That is something we should really appreciate, because the entire education system is going to be changed. According to me, 65 to 70% of the education is going to be there through the online. So we have started rather the first initiative of, all these things. So we have to take care of this, all this in our mind. Only for the 30%, see, for, rather going for a mathematical lab or a laboratory techniques, etc., definitely we will be going to the college or the schools. So, of course, the change will be, initially there will be some problems. After that, definitely it is going to be accepted. If the people are not prepared to change, it is going to be the case of Nokia. Nokia, you can understand, it was a brand #1, but now Nokia is out of the game because they are not prepared for a change. And now, naturally, the Samsungs have taken the place of Nokia. So, as for the development, especially this is a pandemic situation, and it is an opportunity. See, even this conference is happening because of the pandemic situation. We can interact each other and we can share our ideas. So initially there will be certain resistance towards this particular system, but this is going to be a real win, definitely, no doubt about that. Any innovation, yes, definitely, sir, you will agree that the inhibition should be removed. Any innovation, yes, this is an innovation for which we should remove, especially the inhibitions, those who are associated with our university. Definitely this is going to be a real successful mode of education. This is what we have to take care of it. And the first panelist, I think I have already attained 3 minutes. This is the message I want to communicate. Thank you, my dear friends.
That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. I absolutely agree with everything you just said. Very, very powerful. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, your wealth of knowledge. Who would like to go next on the panel? Feel free, please.
Okay. Can I go next?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Right. I think, to share my wisdom in this place, let's put it this way. We didn't plan this pandemic to happen. And we are all doing our businesses, and also education. We are all facing our own life as normal as possible. And then this pandemic came in, and then it's so broad all over the world. Now, the question is, This pandemic is a wake-up call to everything we do in life, either in education or in business or even in our own lifestyle. So there is possibility that we don't do things or we can't do things the same way we've been doing it before this pandemic. So what I would like to say in this place is that we all need to be ready for change. That is the first thing first. We should be ready for change because we overcame what we didn't expect to happen. And now we need to move forward. And education is one of the key points that we need to find to change. So we need to renew our mindset. If we don't renew our mindset, then we will still come up with it is not possible to change, or I can't be bothered to change, or I can't learn new skills, or that is just for some young people. But I'm here to encourage every one of us, both old and young. It is time for change. It is time for us to move forward. It is time for us to learn new skills. Nobody can do it for us. If you don't embrace this change, you'll be left behind. If you don't embrace this change, then you'll be slowing down. You'll be limiting yourself. One thing I want you to know as well, we are not perfect. No one is perfect. We are all working towards getting better every day. So what we've learned as an educationist long time ago, we need to upgrade it. And that is the only way we can move forward in education. Yes, it is not easy. Yes, it is difficult, but we can do it. We can embrace it. We can learn new skills because we want better things for the new generations to come. We want to give them the right information. Even in the policy, we need to rewrite the policy. We need to rewrite the policy to suit the now. With the way we do things, so we need to review how we teach. We need to review even how we learn. We need to review the policy. Sometimes we need to also sit down and look at the ways we can help these children, because it's going to be hard for them. So we need to be motivating them alongside, to empower them, to motivate them, to inspire them. That it is going to be easy. Because let me support these children, these students in life, because all things are new to them. So my own contribution is we'll be willing to help, to support, to motivate, and to inspire our younger ones, and also to embrace change, to embrace it. Life is continuous. We need to be continuous in our education, in our teaching, in our business. It's not as usual anymore. So that is my own contribution today, to renew our mindset for change. Thank you.
Shall I?
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Shama Hussain from Oman. If I ask each and everyone right now, close your eyes quickly because I have 3 minutes, so let me finish it up. If I ask each and everyone to close your eyes and imagine that you are—
Thank you so much, Lucas.
You are in between the moonlight, you're enjoying the moonlight, a wave of water flowing across. How beautiful. You feel so happy, right? And imagine immediately thunders coming around. Thunder sounds, how you will feel. You get scared. Means a great person is not a person who feel happy when everything around him is good. And when everything around him is difficult, challenging, then he feels scared. Education system, we have to bring that drastic change where when there are uncertainties also, you should feel, I can face it. When there are thunders around you, still you have that ability that I can face it. Then you are an excellent. Our education system should upgrade to that extent. Right now, the before pandemic, that is pre-pandemic, and now post-pandemic, we have to bring the balance. How can we follow the same type of education which was in 19th century, 20th century? When the conditions, the climate, the demands, everything are changed. Are you using now basic phone? No. Were you having phones at all? No. You want latest, you want navigators, you want so many updated systems, IT integrations, you want social media integrations, you want everything, payment, everything online, so many demands right now. So you should be able to follow a policy called as survival of fittest. Dr. Raghunath, he just said that Nokia phones could not survive because they were not ready for adaptations. So we must get ready to adapt. IIU has brought up that is virtual. That is one of the adaptation, I can say. One of the very adaptation. Right now, we are just thinking that we are integrating with each other. Before business was globally integrated. But now education has become integrated. Education has got the global integration. Because of virtual university, you are able to get the excellence in education. You are not confined to a limited part, to a limited state, limited country. That is the best part of virtual education. We can, at our comfort, at our screen, and variety of knowledge, diversity and inclusion everywhere. So why not? Why not adapt? Post-pandemic world has lots of demands, my dear friends. Lots of demands. Lots of skills are required. Communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creative thinking. Are we given this practice in 18th century, 14th century? No. Flip education? No. Teacher was just writing on the board and finish. You are supposed to mug up. It's time, it's high time to bring that change, to bring that flip education, to bring that technology, and education will become an ornament when you are prospered. But my dear friends, please remember, during adversities, right now you are in adverse condition. During adversities, education is the refugee. It is the refuge for us. It will take us to somewhere where you can land like a successful person. I will give you one small example, just a small 1 minute time. This Red Bull company, when Red Bull company was launched, nobody was ready to take the Red Bull. They used this creative thinking in their minds, and they started throwing 15 cans of Red Bull everywhere. Every dustbin, there was a Red Bull can. So when people went, they saw so many Red Bulls here and there. That means this can is in high demand. This drink is in high demand. So people went and started buying it. This is the creative. So right now the Oh, I'm sorry, I'm muted.
No, you're unmuted. You're good.
We can hear you.
You are listening to me?
Hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am. We
can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Because I saw I'm muted here.
No, we can hear you.
Okay, so people started buying it. My dear friends, just teacher telling we are writing, even in the universities, lecturers are telling something and we are writing. No, it's not that. You want to be successful in your life? Bring that drastic change. Bring that change, self-exploration through the universities, which this IIU has brought up. IIU is giving you the information. It is getting you everything at your doorstep. Utilize it. Make yourself a 21st century student, 21st century professor, and let's explore the internet. Let's explore the world. Let's collaborate and be.
Yes.
We can walk a miles with a smile. We can walk a miles with a smile. So don't let your smile go on vacation with the happiness quotient in our education system. We will bring economic independence in our education system. Yesterday, I saw in IIU's program, there was SDG certification course. I was very happy to see that. SDG certification course, it is nothing but giving you economic independence. Once you do that, you can again avail opportunity of training and you can earn money as well. So this is one of the best opportunity for the people who are looking for employment. Don't consider this pandemic as a end button, my dear friends. If you have education with you, this is the weapon that will take you somewhere. During adversities, education is the best weapon. So use this in a different way with your creative thinking, and definitely, if you think you will deserve it, then universe will serve it. If you think you will deserve it, universe will serve it. And I would like to congratulate IIU for having an amazing, compassionate mission of reaching to weak students and vulnerable people as well, providing free education to them. Right now, this is the need of the hour. A great and very welcome. Means I'm really so happy. I really no words. Tons of thanks and lots of thanks for IIU for reaching to the vulnerable children as well. It's an amazing job, and to whole team of IIU, a very best of luck. So let's rock. Thank you very much.
Woo! Thank you, Dr. Sharma. That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you. The next guest I would like to invite onto the platform would be Mr. Shaiman Sunder. Mr. Shaiman Sunder, could you please come forward?
I think he's not with us.
Okay. All right. The next person I'd like to invite onto the platform would be Dr. C.V. Murthy from India. Dr. C.V. Murthy from India. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much.
Hello, how are you?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. You've got the platform.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're
Good morning,
welcome.
good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Farid Somani, Dr. Prachi Gaur, and Mr. Piyush Pandit for giving this opportunity. This is I'm very delighted to associate with International Internship University to embark on the journey of imparting online learning. I'm very happy about it. Okay, as the adage goes, necessity is the mother of invention. This pandemic has taught us to think out of the box scenarios to fulfill education global needs. Okay, in these testing times, we are confined to our houses for long periods, potentially causing various psychological implications in day-to-day life. Okay, this online learning, given online learning is a complexity of learning and the diversity of the understanding is an important point to consider when it comes to online learning. Okay, online learning has two types. One is corporate and the other is institutional online learning. There are a couple of sectors which are currently active in these areas, well-established universities and corporates like IBM, Microsoft, and other MNCs across the globe. These are the institutions they can afford and they can take up these technological learning initiatives to treat this as a long-term strategy and to grow and expand their organizations and institutions. But the question arises whether the lower ranked strata of the society can afford this kind of education to achieve their lifetime objectives. Given the scenarios, this is going to be a difficult proposition, but not anymore because IIU is there now for them. I think the IIU for taking up this noble cause, which will eventually facilitate education to all levels of the society. Coming to the psychological implications and influencing factors of online learning. Online education sounds very easy to learn, but without proper curriculum and availability of the tools and technologies, this will sound like a mirage. Above all, accessibility of the tools of the awareness to use them in appropriate manner needs self-driven approach, and a lot of motivation and time management very much needed to get into the online learning mode. Effectiveness of student learning depends on their purpose. The student easily get bored with online learning as there is no proper monitoring of their activities. Okay. Parents of lower rank income and middle income groups have considerable anxieties towards the children learning capabilities in the absence of student-teacher interaction for proper guidance and hand-holding whenever needed. Emotional disturbances such as mood swings would also develop in students during the online learning process as they continuously stare at the digital screens. To eliminate these drawbacks, we have to create a curriculum in such a way that students are captivated by learning cause. Okay, to begin with, I feel if we can create an orientation program which will, which would give comfort and confidence level to students, it would go a long way in generating traction for online learning. Coming to internships, there are two types of internships. One is virtual, one is real-time internship. In a virtual internship, time and space are no longer barriers when considering these virtual internships. With 33% of the employers hiring virtual interns across the globe and 71% of the students open to the idea of online learning and holding a virtual internship. It's practice that is on the rise, actually. Internship is a virtual dimension of many benefits for employers and students alike, because the telecommunicating is one way of getting into this internship mode. Here, the opportunity widens to include multiple domains. Virtual internships are diverse, but some positions are land themselves to remote work better than the others. Positions like social media, content writing, and graphic designs, for example, this doesn't need industrial approach. In-house, online learning which facilitate this kind of availability and self-learning process and in contributing to productivity of the organizations across institutions. Virtual when you come to real-time internships, we have to create a curriculum in such a way that we also have to have tie-up with various organizations within the region, within the country, and within the MNCs and across the institutions, so that we can design and develop programs where we can make a customized curriculums which are adaptable to the organizations, or vice versa. An organization would like to bring in the resources wherein they are custom trained and custom qualified to adapt them into their organization, which will give them the productivity, which are capable of giving the productivity from the day one. That is the real-time internship. So apart from that, there are two types of curriculums we can develop. One is for student development, one is for corporate development, and also locally we have to respective country managers and directors, whoever is getting into this mode, we should have a tie-up with the local organizations. We have to have tie-up with local organizations so that we will have an MOUs with them to train their resources with our online learning tools and processes, which will in a way of creating the self-sustainability when running these kind of programs. So, and also not compromising on quality. Quality is a main constraint when we are imparting online education, because since we are all have coming with a lot of experience, minimum a decade plus of experience, we are coming up with a lot of learning curve during our tenure in organizations. This will help us in facilitating and designing and developing a curriculum which will comes with a lot of time-tested best practices which we have learned and developed during the period of time. So this will help us the students to captivate themselves into the curriculum and learn with the latest trends in the system and in the organization, and in the market as well for developing. Secondly comes, time to revisit all the training programs over a period of time. This is one way of, fine tuning the system. So over a period of time, we should get into the, reinventing mode of our curriculum so that, we also adopt the changes which is happening in the industrial as well as institutional approach, which can be adopted into the curriculum and, redesign and refine the programs. That way of adopting systems, which will facilitate better, tool to the learners across the globe. Apart from that, there are many, global organizations like, United Nations, IMF, and, other financial institutions and other social institutions who goes into, various project mode worldwide. For example, if you take a UN development program, they will have multiple programs for child development, rural development, tribal development, green technologies as well. When we get into, entering an MOU with them, we can have, projects coming into our fold, wherein we can, introduce our students to adapt into those projects, which will, give us sustainability to move forward with latest development of technologies and trends. And, this will also help in self-sufficiency. So these are the areas which we have to focus on. And the main focus should be planning, policy development. And these are all the areas which we have to have, thorough understanding and thorough development, where we can, adopt all refined, refined activities and, development areas which we have to focus on. So this will take a long way into the program. Thank you so much for giving an opportunity.
Dr. Murphy, that was absolutely excellent. Excellent. I'm seeing a lot of comments, and you can read those as you can. Dr. Harjit, I believe that you wanted to say something. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you real quick.
Dr. Murthy, you've raised some very specific key points regarding IIU and some of the models that we should definitely follow. First, thank you for such an in-depth analysis of what is the requirement. Definitely, IIU is looking at not only MOUs with other institutions that are a component of national accreditations, but also with other with countries directly. We understand that the MOUs and the partnerships with universities directly is of immense importance, and it is, I think, key at this present juncture to make our model successful. So I definitely wanted to let you know and let all the other attendees know that you can always log in at our website at theiiuuniversity.com and have a look at all our affiliations and the current MOUs and our future MOUs as we continue working on them. Back to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Harjit. I really appreciate it. That was excellent information. This is such a wonderful platform. So excited to be here with all of the global leaders here today. My next guest I'm going to introduce is a wonderful man. His name is Mr. Simon Sunder. Simon Sunder Pathak. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but you're up next. Are you available?
Namaskar to all. I am Shyam Sundar Pathak, Assistant Commissioner in GST Department. And I have a long experience of teaching, 11 years teaching in chemistry, as well as I was a principal. But I am now Assistant Commissioner in Research Services. And first,
you are not properly audible.
Sir, you're not audible right now?
Yes.
We're unable to clearly hear your voice, sir.
Now,
yes, sir. There still seems to be a slight bit of disturbance in the voice.
now, first, I want to ask what is the purpose of life, and that's the purpose of the IIU. Because the purpose of life, definitely it will reach IIU. So I want to
Voice is cracking.
Sir, yes, sir, there seems to be some technical disturbance on your audio. It would be my recommendation and advice if you have a earpiece to employ that, because that will clear the voice if it's possible.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think the device microphone is not working on your end properly.
सर अगर माइक्रोफोन है तो प्लीज यूज करें। पाठक सर अगर माइक्रोफोन है आपके पास, ईयरफोन है तो आप उसको यूज करें प्लीज।
Yes.
पाठक सर अगर आपके पास ईयरफोन है तो करें।
Yep. Mr. Pathak, if you have headphones, if you could put them in, that would really be helpful.
I'm coming.
We'll give you a few minutes. Bear with us here. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move to the next speaker. And the next speaker I'd like to bring up onto the panel platform, please, would be Farhana. I think it's Farhana Haik.
Yeah, I'm Farhana
right?
Haq.
Hook, okay. All right, well, thank you so much for being a part of the panel. And so welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
have
so much.
Platform? You're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Farhana Haq. I'm from Brunei Darussalam. I am a PhD researcher and also a poet, writer. So as I am so glad and honored, IIU, they invited me as a panelist. I think I am one of the youngest panelists here. I'm still learning from everyone. So yes, if you say about the new shift of education and learning teaching, so during the pandemic, we didn't think about it that it could be happened. So it suddenly happened like an earthquake. So unprecedented, like we had this before 2 years or 1 year ago. We didn't know that this type of thing can happen. So now we are changing, and we are changing the technology and our attitude towards learning and teaching. So I would say that this thing is like a big shift, tech trend or technological shift, or I would say Zoom effect, as we all are, communicate through Zoom. We are doing doing conferences and maintaining our everything through Zoom. So this thing I would like to talk about, that teaching is not everything. Tech-able teacher is all we should know and provide. So we were not prepared about it. Some countries, some universities, they were prepared. Like in my country, Brunei, they were well prepared. In that time, we didn't face any problem. So that's because most of the people, they were aware about the high-tech software and the gadgets. So we all need to empower the teachers and the parents to how to improve and learn about the softwares to run this online teaching and learning and this platform. So yeah, now I would like to talk about on theorist, American philosopher Richard Feldman. He said about we need the universal pursuit of knowledge. So in the shallow online platform of teaching, we can't get this universal pursuit of knowledge. So we should think about two things. He said that we should know about the truth and avoid the errors. So this is called the epistemic obligations. So for these epistemic obligations, we should be the epistemically qualified. So for that, our teachers should be like that. we should aware about this. And this pandemic, I would say, like a blessings in disguise, because most of the things changed, and psychological attitude changed. Like bossy teachers became very friendly, and students become very nice to the instructors. So yeah, these things is very positive, and we should embrace this new thing and run our teaching and learning, and should hold this legacy, and we should not afraid to embrace this thing. Rather, we should think it as a blessings. So this is all I would like to tell, and this is my message. Thank you.
Well, that was wow, that was a powerful message. And so thank you so much for that. We really appreciate your input and we value it greatly. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Our next speaker for the panel would be Ambassador Timothy from Nigeria. If you could come up to the platform, please, if you're here.
Yes, good afternoon.
Welcome, sir. Thank you
am
so much.
Am I audible enough?
Yes, sir, you are. Yes, thank you. Welcome.
Okay, I'm happy to be here. Sorry. Okay.
You have the platform.
Okay. The whole human race is in constant state of learning. The whole human race is in the constant state of learning. And looking at the pandemic now, we can see that we must move digital. We must move digital. And the idea of international internship university to come up, especially now that the world needed educational system, especially digital education most. I think is one of the best things that is happening to the world presently. As the impact of COVID-19 spreads across the globe, it has left schools. It has left schools across the world to change their ways of doing things. If classroom wasn't apparently before, it is now that we need to start doing things differently. COVID-19 have shut down a lot of schools, shut down a lot of works, shut down a way of doing businesses, and looking at the educational sector, especially now, I think we need to consider a way of going digital majorly so that we can be able to achieve global studying. There is a saying that says that we should not stop learning. Okay, he said the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. But with visual education, we are currently reading most pages of the book digitally. Even without traveling, we are learning. We can be hearing of things that are happening in India. We are hearing of the things that are happening in Gaza. We are hearing of the things that are happening in India, United States of America, Nigeria, Ghana, and other parts of the world. So it is very important that we continue to learn digitally. Education is key to development. Education is very, very key to our development. And if we don't move digital now, I don't think we'll be able to learn things that are necessary. Most of my certification are gotten digitally. I have a certification with the Peace Operation Training Institute. That is the UN Security Council resolution on peace, women, and security. And I learned a lot of things concerning the United Nations Security Council, women, and what the UN are doing in making sure that peace is sustained in Africa. You can imagine, and that kind of courses, they don't teach us in our conventional universities. But going digital, I was able to learn a lot of things that is happening in the United Nations, learning a lot of things that is happening in Africa, a lot of things that is happening in the other part of the world. And there's a course also that I wrote on, that is dialogue, peacekeeping and dialoguing. When you look at that kind of course, it was organized by the United States Institute of Peace, and it's a digital course where I enrolled, and at the end of the day, I learned a lot of how to go about dialoguing online, digital dialogues, and how to involve yourself in peacekeeping, international relations, and conflict resolutions. So I think digital way of learning is one of the key aspects at which every country now needs to venture into. Money, resources, allocations of resources need to be allocated to that aspect of what's it called, of our economy, because by developing educational system, then we'll be able to develop our economy. New ideas will surface, new ideas, new digital skills will surface. Imagine Google also training young people in Africa. That is the fundamental of digital marketing. These are special courses that you cannot get to know about. But by going digital, we are able to learn the fundamental ways of doing marketing, the fundamental ways of using social media. I think if we are looking at ways of getting things done, then we need to go digital. There are a lot of things that is happening presently that I'm aware of just because I'm online. There are a lot of courses I've enrolled on just because I'm online. So I think International Internship University are doing a very good job by coming up with this kind of educational reform. I call it a reform because it's a new way of doing things. Okay, but the challenges that the challenge that we need is cyber security, especially when you have to do with the safe privacy of the people that are involved.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
If the student, having a call. If a student is releasing some information to us, we need to make sure that those informations are kept private. There's a rule of digital security that we sign together that will make us to keep our data safe. So any information that is being released to us must be kept safe. We must keep it safe so that at the end of the day, those information will not get to the third party and will be used against us. A lot of court cases is ongoing concerning breach of privacy. So these are those things I think we need to work on. As I round up, we want to just add this, that the whole human race is in constant state of learning. The whole human race is in constant state of learning. So never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. Never stop learning, because life itself does not stop teaching. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to enroll as a student or as a teacher as far as the International Internship University is concerned. Thank you for the opportunity.
What you had to say about next panelist, I believe he's ready, is we're going to try again here. Is Mr. Shyman at Form 1. Mr. Shyman, are you there, sir?
I'm present.
Okay, there you are. Oh, perfect.
I think there is some signal problem. Hello?
So we can hear you, sir. You can go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you. I am Shyam Sundar Pathak, Assistant Commissioner in GST Department, and I feel proud to be the part of intern IIU. First of all, I will raise a question. What is the purpose of the life? And definitely it will be the purpose of the IIU also. So I want to tell you a story, and listen carefully because it's a very nice story. It was a season of rainfall. A young 3-year-old kid goes near 80-year-old grandfather and find him holding a mango kernel in his hand. The kid asks his grandfather, "Grandpa, what are you doing with this kernel?" Grandpa answered, "Son, I will sow it." Grandpa say, "How do you sow kernel?" The old man dug a pit and sowed kernel in the soil. The kid asked, "What will happen now?" The old man give the answer, "Now a mango plant will grow out of it." Now kid asked, "What will happen then?" Old man say that plant will grow into a big mango tree and the sweet mangoes will grow on the same. Would you like to eat them? Child cheered and he said that, "Yes, yes, grandpa, I will eat them. When shall I be able to eat yet?" The old man laughed very loudly and said, "Dear son, mangoes don't grow upon the tree so soon. It takes much time." "How long does it take, grandpa?" Grandpa answered, "Son, it takes years." "How many years does it take?" Grandpa answered, "Son, it will take at least 10 years." "Then why are you sowing them, grandpa?" Grandpa answered, "Why are you asking that, my son?" "Because you are not going to eat them, grandpa. By the time mangoes arrive upon these tree, you would have probably died." The old man thought something for a while, then he smiled and said, "Yes, my son, what you are saying is correct. By the time mangoes arrive upon me, maybe I am not alive to eat them, and I won't be able to eat the mangoes produced by this tree. But the son, this is also true that the mangoes I ate had not been sown by me." What's the gist of this story? Have we ever thought, what are we doing? What are we going to leave for our next generation? Shall we think about our own selves along with we have to think about our next generation as well. This is the real purpose of human life. Where we all are today, a lot of people contribute to them, especially the teachers. We have got everything free from nature, whether it is sunlight, river, water, air, or oxygen. Then why not education? When I first met Dr. Piyush Pandit, I first asked the same question: why there should be not a university where free and open education can be given? The core of the Indian culture, the whole world is our home. We believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And if the whole world is one family, then why there are so many boundaries among different countries, and the level of education is quite different in different countries. The level of education is quite high in developed countries, and it's more than a worst in many developing countries. Even in India, the situation is not satisfactory. Among the top 100 university of the world, there are 58 from the USA, 8 from the England, 6 each of Canada and Australia, and there is no University of India in top 100 universities. This shows that how much difference is there among the level of the education of different countries, especially developing countries. International Internship University may be the tool to remove this big difference. I am seeing the bright future of this university. IIU will prove to be one of the biggest and best platform to bring close to various most learned and best teachers and the students sitting in remote small villages of any country. In a very short period, the growth of this IIU is tremendous and overwhelming. Yesterday, I heard the best teachers and excellencies of different fields from almost every part of the world. It was a wonderful and unforgettable experience. This was first time that I was more eager to listen than to speak. I want to draw your attention that the path is too long and the goal is too big. If we talk about India, only a lot of hard work is required there, because at primary level, there are 12.29 crores of students, while at primary level, it's a 4.68 crore. and it reduces to 2.18 crore at secondary level and only 1.14 crore at higher secondary level. There is shortfall of 4 lakh teachers at primary level. So my only aim is that I can tell you all about the responsibility of all of us, that the responsibility is very big and it can be achieved only by concerted efforts. I think IIU is the best platform to do concerted and collective efforts. I hope IIU will prove itself to bring this big change. I am very happy to see the format of IIU and the way it is functioning, and I have no words to praise it. The hard work Dr. Piyush Pandit is doing is commendable. His energy and efficiency are astonishing. A man can do so much work. It is pleasant surprise to see. I am able to clearly see the change coming in the whole world, which IIU will bring. Of course, it was also the demand of the times, and the IIU have fulfilled it well. I thank to IIU and its entire team and feel fortunate to be a part of it. It's a matter of pride to witness and be the part of the change that is going to happen in the world by IIU. My heartfelt thank for calling me as a speaker, and a thank you all for listening to me as well. Imagine a new golden future worthwhile with the same hope and good wishes to all of you again. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you, Mr. Pathak. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for that. Our next panelist and our last, we saved the best for last, is Dr. Indrajit Ghosh from India. He is the chairman of MSME, the Chamber of Commerce. So welcome, sir. Available?
I think Dr. Ghosh is not with us today.
Okay.
So
okay.
we will.
So thank you all for all the panelists on panel 1. We see and we've heard the different initiatives from IIU, of course, and how all the panelists had so much to talk about, from change, able to shift with change, innovation, and so we appreciate all of you. Harjeet, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to thank all the panelists once again, Dr. Pathak, Dr. Murthy, and everyone else. You had very important points raised. We definitely are looking for more partnerships, more MOUs. We are working on the challenges all of you have described, and we hope that the role that you expect us to fulfill, we do it the way you see us in the next few months. The next, I would like everyone to please.
We do have a growth video next.
Yes. I would just like everyone to pay attention to the screen next, please.
I have not spoken.
Sir, you're in the next panel. I will call your name shortly.
The same here, Dr. Andy.
IIU is one of the fastest growing universities in the world, building a better and brighter future for people all around the world. We have spread across 195 countries, 6 regions, and over 150 offices around the world. IIU is united in our commitment to provide better education to the students around the world. Together we strive to combat illiteracy and provide education to all, irrespective of which background one comes from. IIU has tie-ups with major universities all over the world for providing various courses and doctorates. We feel proud and happy to share that IIU has reached every continent of the world with the purpose to provide higher education free of cost, with the help of virtual education.
Welcome to the International Internship University, USA. My name is W. Kevin Ward. I welcome you to the world's greatest education system. I am a speaker, trainer, and coach, and I have incredible experience in the education and leadership sectors. IIU is present all over the world, and we look forward to making education virtual and accessible to all. I'm representing the USA as an honorary country board member. I thank the International Selection Committee of IIU who believed in me and gave me the opportunity to do this pious work.
Hello, my name is Dr. Parin Somani and I am the Vice Chancellor of IIU from United Kingdom. Welcome to the International Internship University. For the first time in the history, you have an opportunity to acquire education. You will learn, you will understand, and you will succeed in creating the kind of career for yourself that you've always dreamed of and more. So, in fact, you will earn while you learn because you will be paid while you carry out your internship. Through this, you will acquire knowledge and skills whilst you get paid. The IIU is designed for the welfare of mankind. Many individuals within the population do not have financial stability to fund their educational needs and enroll themselves into a higher educational institution. Fortunately, with rapid technological advancement reaching every country in the world, we now have a platform to reach students despite socio-economic status to obtain the education that you deserve. Through enrolling yourself in IIU with the nominal financial implication and upon successful course completion, you will obtain a globally recognized degree certificate from IIU. I hope you will join us and be part of IIU. We look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
Hai, saya Mona Anggia. Saya asli Indonesia. Dengan niat menjangkau setiap orang dengan pendidikan, kami mengejar misi ini. Saya bangga mainkan peran sebagai salah satu pendiri dalam misi dari Indonesia. Universitas Magang Internasional atau DAY-2 adalah universitas otonom dengan akreditasi yang sukses dengan Asosiasi Nasional World Education Organization. IIU adalah platform yang menargetkan dimulainya penataan dan menekankan pentingnya pembelajaran melalui jalur magang di atas gelar siswa. IIU sebuah organisasi global, mengubah sistem pendidikan dengan biaya yang tidak perlu dalam bentuk apapun, dan menggunakan pendekatan pengurangan biaya untuk berbagai kursus dan magang pada lebih dari 150 mata pelajaran kepada siswa yang mencakup 195 negara sepanjang tahun. Tujuan utamanya adalah kemajuan kaum muda dan negara. Siswa akan mampu memecahkan tantangan kehidupan nyata yang nanti akan dihadapi banyak di bagian bangsa dan sambil memanifestasikan kemampuan dan potensinya.
Untuk International Internship University Indonesia.
Welcome to the Internship International University of Sierra Leone. My name is Ambassador Musa Kagu and I welcome you to the world's greatest education system. I am an education consultant and I have a lot of experience in the education sector of Sierra Leone. Internship International University is present everywhere in the world and we look forward to making education virtual and accessible to everybody wherever you might be. I'm representing Sierra Leone as an honorary board member and I want to use this opportunity to thank the Internship Election Committee for giving me this opportunity to be able to do this pious work and believing in my potential. I want to thank you very much and God bless you.
Welcome to the International Internship University. I'm Samam Sonda Kearns, a community development practitioner and an educator from both the formal and informal sectors of Zambia. The coronavirus pandemic affected the education system with millions of learners expected to fall behind due to restricted learning and challenges in accessing finances to pay for education. Digital learning offers a solution to lessening the challenges created by COVID-19, and the International Internship University offers that opportunity to learners worldwide to access quality and affordable education from the comfort of their homes at their own convenient time. I am so proud to be representing Zambia as an honorary faculty member, and I hope many more Zambians will join the International Internship University as lecturers, members, and learners. Thank you very much, IIU, for this opportunity.
Hello from the world's first international internship university, India. My name is Dr. Prachi Gaur. I have a rich experience in the field of education. I welcome you all to the world's greatest education system. IIU has its presence all over the world. We look forward to make education virtual and accessible to all. Being the country head, it is my privilege to represent my country, India. I thank the International Selection Committee of IIU who entrusted me with this wonderful opportunity. I look forward to an exciting journey full of growth and learning. Thank you, take care, stay healthy, stay safe.
Welcome to International Internship University Indonesia.
Welcome to the International Internship University. My name is Anne-Marie Sise. I welcome you to the world's greatest education system. I am an education ambassador. I have incredible experience in the education sector. International Internship University is presented all over the world. We look forward to making education virtual and accessible to everyone. I am representing my nation, Sierra Leone, of the green, white, and blue flag. I thank the International Selection Committee of IIU, who believe in me and gave me the opportunity to do this pious work. See you online, and remember, education is a must. Wish you Latin. Thank you.
Now we are waiting for you to volunteer to spread the education. In 2017, there were 4 co-founders thought to build this system. 2018, working tirelessly on this project, name decided as International Internship University. 2019, ideation of work mechanism, decided to launch in 195 countries with virtual education, decided to launch the university on July 27, 2019 unofficially. 2021, decided official launch on May 25, 2021. Our journey has started, but this is not our destination. We will keep this journey on, till we make the education of the world cost-free. Piyush Pandit believes that the education in the world should be given free irrespective of any university.
Well, thank you. That was a message from all our members at IIU and the respective country heads who are going to be leading us into the future of virtual education in their respective jurisdictions. Now, we have just heard from the members of the first panel discussion for today. I hope that was refreshing. We are going to have now a 2-format discussion. We are going to have invite 5 speakers next, and following that we shall have a second panel discussion. For the next session, I would like all speakers to maintain a 5-minute commit to 5 minutes of discussion, and I'd like them to share their views on the broader scope of policy implementation regarding virtual education around the world, and whether they could provide us perspectives from their countries. With this, I'd like to invite Dr. Srinivasa Rao from India. Dr. Rao, floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, good evening to everybody. Hope you are all fine. A lot of things, the whole world is with you now. Let me congratulate the entire International Internship University team. It's an extraordinary work that has been extended to all the countries. And it's not only the pandemic problems. Education is not only for, haves. It should be for also have-nots. So there are developed countries, underdeveloped countries, and it is our responsibility, every citizen's responsibility to extend the knowledge, information, knowledge, and the wisdom to the entire society. So if you see that the biggest problem in the world is the coexistence. We are trying to, through our education, we are trying to compete with each other. Education is not there to compete. Education is to manifest the human development. It is for the humanity and it is the society. But unfortunately, the science and technology today became a business commodity. And when you treat education with a business commodity, you look only profitability. Education is not meant for the profitability. Education is meant for human endurance and excellence. So I have a small presentation on this dimension for developing a coexistence and create a global village of humanity and cohesiveness. If you permit my screen to be presented, I would like to go for a small video of around
Yes, sir, you
3.
should be able to share the screen at the bottom in the settings. So
I could see. You have disabled me, you have to enable me my screen. The host they disable the participant. You have to permit me. Go to your screen area, you have to allow me multiple, screen presentations. Could you be able to do that?
I think you should have permission.
Yeah, I got it now.
Please take your card down.
Sound is not there in this video.
So we're unable to hear the audio on the video. Dr. Rao?
Yes, sound is there.
No, sir, we are unable to hear the audio on the video.
You have to click on the sound. Left at the left hand in the Zoom. When you open the video, there is in the left hand side there is a dot, and you have to click the
You're
dot.
not able to hear the sound, video sound.
Yes, sir, we are unable to hear the sound right now.
You had to
stop sharing, share, and then reshare again, and then there will be 2 choice there. You choose in the left choice, just one. There will be share and then sound. Yes, no, stop share and then reshare. Stop sharing.
Let's stop and reshare.
Screen.
Yes, sir. Please stop it and reshare it with sound. There would be an option underneath to reshare the video with the sound. Please select that option.
Perfect.
Shall I share now?
Yes, sir. With sound, please.
Don't forget to click.
You have to click the sound part. When you start sharing on the left hand side, that is given.
It said the 100% sound is there.
Sir, did you share your screen with sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear the sound.
Okay. Unfortunately, if we're not able to hear the sound, and I think there seems to be the technical difficulty right now. If you don't mind providing us with the commentary on the side with it.
Yeah. Oh. I'll just, I need to stop this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just come out of it. These videos are continuous there. I'll just come out, okay? Again, I'll rejoin.
All right, sir.
Give to another people right now.
Yes.
We have
In the
already
meanwhile,
there.
in the meanwhile, I would like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Mario C. Lucero from the Philippines. He has a doctorate in philosophy in education, major in education management. He's an expert in human resource communication, HR development, and curriculum and instructions. Dr. Lucero, could we have your opinions, please?
Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Also, good morning and good afternoon to each and everyone. I'm Dr. Mario C. Lucero, and I'm happy to be with great people around the world. So I am the country head of IIU, and I'm very much happy to work with you, to collaborate with you, my dear friends across the globe. So my insights and thoughts about this IIU is a gift from God, okay? It's a gift for humanity. Because I agree that if the things that we are enjoying right now are gifts from God and this is free, I also believe that education should be free. And of course, in the Philippines, the state also mandates that there must be free education. But again, free education in our country is also difficult, okay? Because there is a difference between private education and public education. So as we all know that the Philippines has a very strong human resource across the globe. We provide a lot of white-collar job people and also blue-collar job people working in your own respective country. But I think the birth of IIU in our country will provide opportunities, vast opportunities for our learners to experience world-class education. Though I know that there would be challenges. From a poor country like us, we have problems in terms of internet, of course, in terms of technology that we use. And I hope that there must also be policy from among heads and leaders across the globe to help also the poor countries like us in order for us to reach out. And the issue also of voluntarism. Of course, as a poor country, a sense of voluntarism is also expected. But to volunteer sometimes would always think of how much would we get from it? Are we benefited from sharing also our knowledge? That's the reason why it's very difficult for me to come up with a strong team, because they would always look into, do we have salary for that? You know why? Because to get people or qualified to become an IIU ambassador or professor, we should not only get somebody with a degree, okay, but we also have to get someone who's committed, someone who's really has the heart of that particular program. Because no matter how beautiful a program is, if along the way our professors would not be able to implement the program, it's useless. So it's very challenging on the part of country directors like me to really look into a lot of areas. Number one, policies. Of course, number two, whether there would be compensation in the future. Another is enrollees, legalization of this. Whether our country would embrace and would be able now to accept our graduates from IIU. So how could the foreign program like that be accepted in our country? So you help us build something that we could present to the government, because in the future we'd look into the legality of the diploma, whether these people graduate from IIU can be employed. These are the issues that we have to resolve, leaders across the globe, that we should not waste our time. Of course, plunging into like this, embracing changes would be very meaningful, something that be beneficial. But in the long run, will it be beneficial on the part of the student? Who will be industries who will hire our graduates? So there must be a massive marketing program on the part of IIU so that this will be known to the whole world. What we all know is only about Cambridge, Stanford University, a very prestigious universities across the globe, Harvard University. But IIU is a very young, dynamic, bubbling university will be facing a lot of challenges. And I would always challenge the founder to unite and come up with solid policy in order for us to really help each one. Yes, as a country director of IIU, I will support. I have always seen other directors with the whole lineup of all the faculty ambassadors. But the question is, are these people in the lineup committed? Or they are just there for the sake of marketing? But what if we will now implement? What if we will now start the school year? Are we going to expect them to teach also our students? What if they will resign? Who will teach the students that we have? What if I have thousands of students enrolled in IIU and I only have a very few instructors, professors? Will other countries also support my advocacy? Will you be there helping me provide everything, our professors? So these are the things that we need to really look into. I can really reach out with you. I was a dean of a college, okay, and I've been through a lot of the tertiary education institutions, and these are the problem. And this is now the answer of also the free education that we offer is an answer for our countrymen to have an access of education. So I think many issues has to be resolved, and these are some of our concerns. I know that some Filipinos are here. Yeah, they're volunteering to become professor, but they would ask me, what is my role? Okay, so there must be a clear job description of all these people that we are appointing. Yeah, and not only that, the nature and scope of expertise. So, for example, one would teach engineering, so we cannot just hire a professor who's an expert in language, but we must need also a professor who would teach something on engineering. So we need not only academically equipped, okay, in the academy, but also in different disciplines. What if we also have we have to offer courses in technology? So we need experts to teach, volunteers to teach the subjects or courses in technology. So I hope that if in my country I may run out of professors, volunteers, I hope that you can also reach out, because if nobody can help us, it will collapse. It will collapse, because what will happen with my enrollees now? Okay, so these are the challenges that we need to face. These are the challenges. These are my concern. These are some of my thoughts, and we do it slowly but surely. Okay, we are only introducing this in our country, but sometimes they would look at my post and they would ask, what is IIU all about? So there must be a massive marketing every day, social media, and I hope I could get the video so that it could be played also in my Facebook, so that people in my country would be able to look into the programs that we have. So those are my concerns. Okay, thank you very much, and pleasant evening, good morning, good afternoon to all fellow excellent educators across the globe.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Lucero, for your point of view. I think you've raised some very, very, very important and essential critical points for the success of IIU as we keep panning out to different countries. On that note, I would definitely like to let you know that I know that there are certain members in the team that are currently working with the country heads like yourself for the accreditation process and to make it smooth in terms of legality and the recognition of degrees so that access does become pertinent. But I'm sure that the founders and the members of the board have taken note of some of the challenges that you feel Philippines in general does face, and with a multidisciplinary approach we might face in online virtual pedagogy. So thank you very much again, Doctor.
Mr. Harjot, I'm back. I'm back. I was not able to continue that. I'm back.
Sorry?
I'm back now. After video, I could not complain.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna invite Dr. Rao back to the floor now. Sir.
Yeah, it's a very important question raised by the other speaker also. See what happens whenever you are an international platform. The education laws and acceptance laws, all it varies from country to country, isn't it? Now, see specifically now. IBM is there, in Google is there, including Cisco is there. All these, the largest multinational companies, they have been certifying the skill certifications. So what happens today in the global economy, it is not only just you have to have the technical knowledge, the competency of human skills, and also the innovative skills. The broad factors which was I was trying to highlight to the all the leading educators. The number one always be look for the technical skills, because the large recruitment happens, the job market employability happens at technical level only. Then the second level is your human relation level, where the people need to be taught the human skills, because you need to lead a team of people, the skillful team of people, to the next level for the work performance. And above that, the things will not roll only when you have only technical skills and human skills. You need to have a conceptual and designing skills. The education is missing this. Today, the education, most of the education, what either online or offline, we're trying to dump the information. Just dumping the information is not enough. You need to convert because when you have a Google, why anybody required to come to any university online? Everything is there in the Google. Everything is there in the LinkedIn. Everything is available in the YouTube also. Why one has to come to the university, either it's a virtual university or a private university or deemed university? They expect mentoring. They expect the student parents, they expect a mentoring, that taking a hand of the student and learner to the next level, both creating a information, knowledge, and about that creating a wisdom factor in the human element. Without wisdom, whatever you learn, this is going to be a destruction to the society. Once you have a wisdom in your the learning and your education, you work for the humanity and society. So the wisdom factor you have to involve in your syllabus. You have to involve in the curriculum that social quotient is a part of life. Today, everybody is trying to kill each other only. The entire global pandemic is the reason, the outcome of this only, because the competitive economy. It should not be a competitive economy. It should be competitive knowledge society. It should be a competitive knowledge society for complementing each other's benefit and creating a great human endurance. So that is what the Indian has a strong origin of the philosophy of that whole world is ours. Whole world is one family. It is not that each the businessman is a big shot. It's not like that. Entire population is our family members. Entire population's pros and cons is our responsibility. This must be implemented in the education policies. The title was that how do we promote education against business policies and internship, what you call. Any multinational company would like to take only those people who are successful and skilled and certified. Now, the certification questions comes to the government to government. Indian government has got different patterns. US government has got different pattern. Singapore has got different pattern. Now, when you go to US, you are more liberal in education. Your education is more liberal. People are inspired for education. People are inspired for better quality of living. they have a democratic system of inspiring whole society and system, and also they have a right to question. Unfortunately, some of the places we are at challenges, but India is really making a big league in this, that now from GDP to we are coming to GDP. That means gross domestic product knowledge. Now India is going to do this under Niti Aayog, and the economy will be spelled out in terms of knowledge, in terms of social quotient, in terms of happiness index, in terms of doing better to other country and balancing whole humanity. This is what the education should be. Education should not be only for coding. Education not only for engineering. It should be complete human engineering for a better living, for better prosperity, better peace. That's what the education promotion should be done from grassroots level to international platform. I congratulate Mr. Piyush Pandit and Parin Somani ma'am, and the co-host, your Dr. Tania and Harjot Singh, and all the speakers are very senior people, very young speakers are there. This kind of platform will enhance your thought process, that gives a solid deliberation which can be documented, which can be shared further, and new dimensions will come. And this pandemic really is a challenge for all of us, and this is a high time that we should put in our syllabus and course curriculum in our vision statement: human first, product next.
Yes, sir.
Human first, product next. Happiness first, profit next. Health first, business next. This is what I would like to tell all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for this kind of interaction with all of you.
Thank you. I definitely agree with one perspective that mentoring is a very integral component of education. Even in traditional societies, education is imparted through mentoring. The guru or the teacher imparts education directly through their own practical and theoretical wisdom, which is passed down to the students. And I think that's what we at IIU are trying to set apart in terms of what we define as the new normal, is a world which is massive, but with the lack of connections to provide everyone with the equity of education or knowledge, as you said. And we hope that the virtual tools we have are able to provide them through the mentoring, through the internship scape, and allow individuals to access practical education and practical wisdom from their mentors. So thank you again for your perspective, Dr. Rao. It was nice to have you
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
My next speaker that I would like to invite here is another academic from Malaysia, Dr. Prem Adish Lekhi. Is Dr. Lekhi with us today? I think Dr. Lekhi has not joined us today. But I would like to now invite Dr. Jared Akama Onayari from Kenya, another academic, and is Dr. Onyari present? Dr. Jared Onyari? I think Dr. Onyari is not present. Okay. In the meantime, I think we shall move to the second panel discussion before we return back to our general discussion speakers. I will hand it over to my partner here, Dr. Tanya.
Okay, wonderful. I hope everyone can hear me. Harjeet, you're doing a wonderful job, by the way. All the speakers are so lovely. And thank you so much for your patience with tech issues and your participation on this wonderful IIU platform. We're headed into the second panel now. So the topic for this panel is corporate world, the new normal and effects on internship. So I'd like to invite the speakers up to the platform. The first speaker will be, let me introduce this wonderful person, and I'm going to go ahead and give me just a minute. It would be the first panelist would be Dr. Raju Prasad from Nepal. Dr. Rajul, he is president of IT Federation of Nepal, which is the national umbrella organization established by ECT professionals. He's also an ambassador, professor, PhD level. He does things. I'd like to give a welcome and an honor to him from Nepal. Are you here, sir?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You have 3 minutes.
Good
Thank you so much.
I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, distinguished speaker, panelists, and dear friends. Thank you, IIU team, for having me as a panelist. It's a great pleasure to share my thought at this forum. It is always a pleasure to work with an innovative group of people and expand the education culture among the students. This is the beginning of new era of virtual education. We will continue to grow and advance throughout the time whilst providing best services to the students. I believe that the integration of information technology in education will be further accelerated and that online education will eventually become an integral component of school education. There have already been successful transitions amongst many universities who managed to get more courses online. In such scenario, IIU has great importance. As a result, education has changed dramatically with the distinctive rise of e-learning, whereby teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platforms. Research suggests that online learning has been shown to increase retention of information and takes less time, meaning the changes coronavirus have caused might be here to stay. In response to significant demand, many online learning platforms are offering free access to their services, including platforms like My Second Teachers in Nepal. There is more emerging online learning platform in Nepal. With this sudden shift away from the classroom in many parts of the globe, some are wondering whether the adoption of online learning will continue to persist post-pandemic and how such a shift would impact the worldwide education market. Even before COVID-19, there was already high growth and adoption in education technology with global investment. The overall market of online education projected to reach $350 billion by 2025. Whether it is language apps, virtual tutoring, video conferencing tools, and online learning software, there has been a significant surge in usage since COVID-19. While some believe that the unpaneled and rapid move to online learning with no training, insufficient bandwidth, and little preparation will result in a poor user experience that is conducive to sustain growth. Others believe that a new hybrid model of education will emerge with significant benefits. We need to deal with such challenges, plan and act accordingly. The opportunity and challenges of online learning. There are, however, challenges to overcome. Some students without reliable internet access or technology struggle to participate in digital learning. This gap is seen across countries in South Asia. This needs to be addressed and we need to advocate for this. For those who do have access to the right technology, there is evidence that learning online can be more effective in a number of ways. Some research show that on average, students retain 25 to 60% more material when learning online compared to only 8 to 10% in a classroom. This is mostly due to the students being able to learn faster online. E-learning requires 40 to 60% less time to learn than a traditional classroom setting because students can learn at their own pace, going back and rereading, skipping, or accelerating through concept as they choose. Thank you. Nepal team is excited remark to this new journey of knowledge transfer. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your input and what you had to say from Nepal, representing Nepal. Thank you so much. What an honor to have you here. I'd like to introduce the next panelist, and we're so honored to have this panelist to be a part of our program today. Ambassador Professor, PhD, Charles Ushilo, Professor of Doctor of International Humanitarian Law at the Institute for European Studies of Roma and Crimes Against Humanity and International Law.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope you can hear me very well.
You're welcome, sir. You've got the platform.
My able excellency, I need to bless God for you. You have done a very good work. The topic before us, as we all know, is a very good one. It's all about education. How we are going to do things, what we should do at a given time. We can see that this.
Sir, I think you are muted. I think you're muted. If you could unmute yourself.
No, Tanya, I think it's network problem.
Yes, unstable
Maybe
connection.
a network problem. Okay, well, we can go to our next panelist. Hopefully he'll get that fixed. Let's move on to our next third panelist. And if he comes back on, obviously we'll bring him back on. Our third panelist for today is Dr. V. Kumar from India. We're so excited to have him on. He is head and vice principal, Department of English, Arts and Science College from Maduri, India, I believe. So we welcome him today. Dr. Kumar, are you present? Dr. Kumar, are you present?
Can you hear my voice?
We can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
Very good evening and happy, ma'am. I'm Dr. Vasanta Kumar.
Okay,
Dr. Vasanta Kumar. Very good evening, my dear brothers and sisters. I'm Dr. Vasanta Kumar, Madurai, Tamil Nadu, India. In Madurai city is called India's Athens. It's a temple city. I thank for the wonderful opportunity. Thanks to Vice Chancellor, Founder, Co-Founder, Director. My point is, education is a tool to promote peace for good education. Means we need peace in this pandemic situation. It will be changeover in future. The virtual learning is one of the important thing in future, also present and future. That's why my good education means design right scholars to right place. In India, previously in education, the education system follows Gurukula. I think the universe knows Gurukula means a disciplinary education. So now can I share my PPT? It's a one slide.
Yes, I believe so. I believe if someone can
Just
make
a second. Just a minute, ma'am. I will share my PPT.
Sure.
Just a minute, ma'am, please.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Can you have my PPT? Just a minute, ma'am. It's a sharing time only.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Yes. I'm going to promote, my topic is promote education. How we are going to promote? I'm already told that Gurukula is a base of Indian education. But for the promotion of the modern education, there is a breakdown in the Gurukula education. That means we need to promote a virtual education or a physical education. We need to promote moral means we need to contact, we need to follow the truth and kindness, some other things, then some other habits. Moral plus discipline plus creativity and the subject. If the UG undergraduate students going to have an education in the virtual mode or a physical mode, if they only learn this subject, that is not a good education. They must learn moral and discipline and creativity through the creativity. And also he must need to adopt in education value order things. That means extra interest based study. That means if a student's going to study a medical, or if a student's going to study arts in a virtual mode or a physical mode, he must be learn a basic discipline, because a disciplinary man only promote a peaceful universe. So my second thing is skill plus soft skill. What is soft skill? It's the approach, how you are going to approach in this world. How we are going to approach in this world. That is the important thing in our world. So that we are going to meet our students in very calm way. That is my next thing is a relationship. That is a students plus teacher. Students is a parents. If in the virtual mode, they are a virtual parents. In this physical mode, they are a physical parents. That is, we called in our Nagarathina Mangalamal Arts and Science College, we named every teacher is called a campus parents. And we have another idea. That idea is peer team students teaching. The peer team students teaching means if a students for the example, we have 5 students. The only one students have that is the level of knowledge in the wealth. So that we want to use the first level of students for the another 4 level students for the friendly approach teaching. Not only student teacher as a teacher, the students may be a teacher in this future virtual learning. So we want to involve students as a leader to promote in the virtual learning. And next thing is extensive practice. Every student must understanding that environmental statistics. Already the Patrick in the previous session, one of the professor was mentioned, the environmental statistics is very, very important. Now we are in pandemic situation. In this situation, every country have a economical depression. We want to come over the depression. We want to motivate the students innovative skills. That is 3 type of skills. That skill is moral skills and practical skills and then subject skills. This is the main point. We want to promote students education through the virtual mode. It's a good idea. I congratulate, I very thank the IIU University Vice Chancellor and the founder and co-founder and my director, all those people. So my kind request, if you want to promote our education to the students, in the only one thing, that is a peaceful education will promote the peaceful universe. That is thing. We are not only a teacher, we want to maintain the parents. We think we are the parents, so we want to maintain a good relationship with students. This is my humble request. At the same time, every good promotion need a moral plus discipline. Discipline will have a creativity. That creativity will hands with the subject, then we have a good human being in the world. So it's a virtual or a physical, we should maintain moral education. It will be so that India will promote the new education policy in the base of Gurukula Kalvi. So here I thank our Prime Minister, and also I thank for this opportunity, Vice Chancellor and all the director and my college secretary, Dr. N. Jagadishan, and my principal, Dr. Seville. And I thank all my faculty, those who are my friends, my sisters and brothers, those who are present in this forum. Thank you so much.
Dr. Kumar, that was excellent. All the way from India. Love and appreciate you dearly. Thank you so much. I love the fact about moral education. That is so important. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you. I'm going to give another opportunity to Ambassador Professor Charles Ushilo from, are you available? Because he was having tech issues. Are you available, sir? If not, I'm going to go ahead to the fourth speaker of our wonderful panel. And that is one of my friends that I'm going to introduce. I get to introduce her. I'm so excited. Is Miss Rania Lampou from Greece. She is a global educator, a multi-award-winning STEM instructor, an ICT teacher, trainer, and a neuroeducator, researcher in Greece. Currently, she is a STEM instructor at the Greek Astronomy and Space Company, and she is also working at the Greek Ministry of Education as the Director of Educational Technology and Innovation, where she writes STEAM projects for Greek schools. Welcome, my dear friend Rania. The platform is yours.
Greetings from Greece. To all participants, I'm very honored to participate in this so significant and meaningful and resourceful conference. We are in the age of the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution is changing the world around us with artificial intelligence, robotics, big data, the Internet of Things. And the main challenges are related to the exponential growth of digital tools that include robots, communication systems, data centers, and the impact on jobs, corporates, and industries that these tools are creating is huge. However, they also present huge opportunities to tap. So we need highly skilled, flexible, but at the same time, emotionally and socially intelligent manufacturing professionals that can solve tomorrow's problems already today. Futurizing education for building a workforce for enterprise of the fourth industrial revolution will need a more robust professional framework. So education plays an important role in ensuring the skill readiness of the labor force. General education as well as vocational education have a critical role to play, making the labor force industry ready. So to take full advantage of the opportunity created by advanced technology, we need a similar revolution in education. This calls for developing what we call education 4.0 or curriculum 4.0. And this is very important for the needs of the fast developing world. At the same time, the COVID pandemic has created the largest disruption of education systems in history. From the onset of the pandemic, teachers were immediately tasked with implementing distance learning modalities without sufficient guidance, training, or resources. Teachers across the globe were largely unprepared to support continuity of learning and adapt to new teaching methodologies. And even in contexts with adequate infrastructure and connectivity, many educators lack the most basic ICT skills. So we also can highlight the importance of developing necessary survival skills such as flexibility, adaptability, and resilience in order to survive in a certain world of the new normal. However, this crisis has stimulated innovation within the education sector. We have seen many innovative approaches in support of education and training continuity. Albert Einstein said that crisis is a blessing to humanity because after crisis, there is always progress. And I strongly believe that crisis crisis is a great resetter for economies and societies, an opportunity to bring forward long-awaited reforms to the development of education community skills. So the COVID pandemic aroused the need for optimizing the role of teachers, since teachers are the agents of change in education. So learning process in the post-COVID era needs change, curriculum reorientation, curriculum redesign, blended learning, hybrid learning, and lifelong learning. And long-standing literacy such as reading and writing are not sufficient anymore. We need new literacy such as data literacy, because children, students should be able to filter data from an ocean of data to receive information. Technological literacy, but the most important of all is human literacy, because according to experts of the fifth industrial revolution, we are also at the threshold of the fifth industrial revolution, and these experts tell us that the fourth industrial revolution has failed because we have ignored the human factor. So human dimension is very important and humans should go along with machines. So we are faced with the challenge of redefining the curriculum of the fourth industrial revolution to keep up with the evolution of skills required to solve problems, innovate, and succeed. I think that we are failing to meet, so far we're failing to meet this challenge, and consequently we are failing to adequately prepare the next generation for the future. So moving towards a paradigm of lifelong learning, educational institutions also need to evolve and occupy new roles in the ecosystem. Different types of collaborations are needed to ensure a multitude of experiential opportunities, including collaboration with companies and corporates, manufacturers, technology providers, startups, other educational institutions, joint platforms, thematic networks, or peers, or cluster organization, governments, community. And we need further increasing university-industry collaboration in terms of both volume and diversity collaboration norms, such as apprentices, internships, mentoring, think tank competitions, summer schools. We need to acknowledge the role of industry partners as educational, research, and employment partners in ensuring their engagement in the full students' learning experience, including strategy development. We need to create more opportunities for exchanging experience with other educational institutions via joint platforms, thematic networks. We need to facilitate peer-to-peer learning, create effective learning ecosystems that engage all key stakeholders. And we need to shift from human-machine interaction towards human-machine collaboration. As far as the content is concerned, we need to upgrade, of course, the technical side of the curriculum to accommodate the learning of next-generation robotics, additive manufacturing, etc. But at the same time, we need to incorporate in the new curriculum non-technical disciplines such as communication, project management, arts, marketing. And also, we need to pay special attention to questions of ethics, social inclusion, diversity, and sustainability. For example, we can incorporate sustainable development goals into our curriculum. So we need to offer a holistic view of an education. Teachers and students need to how to acquire knowledge for the ever-increasing, as I said before, ocean of data. And of course, as far as the learning environment is concerned, we need to apply problem-based learning, stimulate learners to work on challenging real-life problems for which there are no established answers. So we need to encourage learners to contextualize their theoretical learning in relation to how it will be useful in the world around them. And also, we need to create a learning environment that will stimulate creativity, forming of own opinion and divergent interpretations, creating a culture that accepts potential mistakes and potential failures, creating learning environments that can offer experiences relevant to real-world working conditions, and also encouraging collaborative learning by offering suitable physical spaces and virtual platforms for diverse forms of collaboration, including collaboration with peers, industrial partners. Thank you very much. Also, of course, important to stimulate technology-enabled learning, including massive online, open-line courses, gamification, augmented virtual reality, artificial intelligence, etc. Thank you very much for your attention.
Wow, 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 wow. That was absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely, with what you were saying with IA, technology, collaboration, education, innovative thought, industry collaboration, as well as mentoring, all of all of the aspects you hit, because that's where we're headed. AI is definitely in the forefront, and we need to make sure that education is working in collaboration with AI and all the technology that's available. So this is why this platform is so invaluable. It's so important because education should be free for all, and everyone should have access. So Raina, thank you so much, my sweet friend. You were excellent. Thank you so much. Our next speaker for the platform will, I'd love to honor and welcome today.
I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wonderful,
the network
sir.
was so funny. Yeah, the network was funny.
Give me just a minute, please. That would
Okay.
be Dr. Charles. Wonderful, you're back. So go ahead and you've got the platform, sir.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. It's unfortunate that the network was funny then, but this time around, I pray to not fumble. There's need to reimagine education and accelerate positive change in our teaching and learning. Everything we are doing, we must have it in mind that we need to be positive. Having positive mental attitude, that's the only area we can actualize success as regards digitalization. Without being positive, I'm telling you, every one of us, both the teacher, both the faculty, both the students, both the faculty, the students, whoever, we must have that positive mental attitude to actualize this technology we are looking at. And also, education is very much free. I thank God for the founder and the co-founder who actually actualize it, because everything in life is free. But we need to also thank God for the opportunity given to each one of us. And we must have that designing skill, the skill to design whatever thing that is going on. We should be able to make those things that are negative, make it positive. Everything. There is nothing that is not possible as far as we believe in what we are doing. The basic thing is to believe in what you are doing. The area of mentorship is very key, because you must have people before you can mentor them. If you don't bring people, if you don't have people, you cannot. I thank God for the opportunity given to us by this our university, IIU, who has made it possible to teach us what we don't know and to also learn from us too. We, in fact, they have what we call learning facility that enable us to know to connect ourselves together. That's why we don't have problem concerning courses, whatever thing you are doing. That is so easy, very easy. Connectivity is very, very, very good. As far as the e-learning, e-library cooperates with us, they have that as stock. And I need to give them kudos. Irrespective of whatever challenges we are having concerning pandemic has actually enforced education further. Yes, and lead us into technological technology. What do we mean by the technologization? It's all about what? Development. We need to develop. Thank God we have research institute. We have research in our IIU. We need to go on researching all the time. Yes, development. We need to do what? Communalization, commercialization. Commercialization has to do with, at least we are not stressing a little bit of the money being taken, not just for those who are not privileged or who are privileged. Those who are privileged or less privileged people, free education. But those who are privileged, a little amount of money being collected, which is very reasonable. Just like my friend who came from Nigeria, Alabi, he also emphasized on the need of this digital whatever. He collected some certificates. Yes, the same institute was saying, I also, Peace Operation Training Institute, so digital courses they are doing. I was able to pass through all the 31 courses. There are about 31 courses. I passed through there because of the opportunity given to us about 10 years ago. I was able to pass all those areas. I'm one of the finalists in the Peace Operation Training Institute. We said in applicable here, we can as well do that. That it all depends on cooperation. Every one of us should cooperate. We should be able to help ourselves and help other people. Now that we are getting it and we don't want to bring people to ourselves so that we empower them too. It's very, very necessary. Pandemic has enforced education further to what I said, technological issue, which embraces development, embraces commercialization, and embraces market ideology. Market ideology has to do with in the market what is going on. You should be able to match whatever variables together. You should be able to know what is going on, what the students are facing, all those areas. Market technology ideology, all these things must be taken into consideration to formalize that technological issue. We need to thank God for the library cooperation that's actually helped the student, helped the staff, helped the faculty. and can also be, we can access information globally, whatever information. We have more than how many courses, or more than 1,000 courses. With this e-learning, which has been put in place by IIU, I'm telling you, every information you need concerning the answer to anything, they are all there. We should be able to move ahead, irrespective of the pandemic. Pandemic, it shows that the pandemic is now the chief sign of both globalization and deglobalization. As a nation, closed border, airports sit empty. There are no departures, no delay. The pandemic has also disputed the flow of time and unveiled what was normal. That's why we are talking about new normal in education. The pandemic has reshuffled our needs, which are now based on new order. Whether of short or medium duration, will it end in a return to the normal or move us into unknown future? That's the question. It's going to lead us to what we don't know. But at the same time, we must follow these principles. Ability to follow these principles determines where we are going to. It will interest us to know that no return to normal, no return. Everything will continue the way it is. The new normal will have to be constructed on the ruin of our old lives, or we will find ourselves in a new barbarism whose signs are already clearly designable. Look at that. Despite public health measures, the pandemic has so far generated no physical or spiritual unveil and on universal awareness of the need to change how we live. Capitalization continues to work through perhaps not as before. Online sales increase and professionals work from home, thereby creating new digital subjectivities and economics. Therefore, we will not escape the pool of self-preservation, self-regeneration, and the metamorphosis of capitalism, which will continue its permanent revolution. The pandemic can catapult us into an even more thoroughly digitalization space. That is, in trends that artificially intelligence will accelerate. Therefore, this new subjectivity will exhibit increased capacity for voluntary obedience and programmable functioning ability, leading us to a new normal, benefiting those who are vast in software structure, social relationship. You must be vast with computer. All these things we are saying is when you are vast with computer, know what you are doing. If you don't know, you should be able to ask questions, not to just pretend. By the time you ask questions, you will know those things. You must be vast with this particular technology we are saying, digitalization we are saying. You must be vast, you must be knowledgeable. The pandemic has become internalized as an ongoing state of emergency, preparing us for the next crisis. It's preparing us for the next pandemic we are saying. What is the next crisis? Climate change, for which we will see just how prepared or how unprepared we are. When that time comes, we will not know how we prepare. That's why we must fit in. What is happening now, we must fit in and know what we should know. Otherwise, when the climate change comes, another thing will come. It's still coming on the way. But how prepared are we determines. That's why I thank God for the IIU. They are preparing our minds towards that area. By the time we fit to it, you see, we'll be liberated. Yes, we'll be liberated. For which we will see just how prepared or unprepared we are. We here at the International Internship University are prepared because we are building a better and brighter future for people all around the world. We are spread across 195 countries, 6 regions, and over 150 offices around the world. We are united in our commitment to provide better education, to our commitment to provide better education to our students around the world. So how prepared are we? Thank God for this IIU. They are fully prepared, so we must click into them, we must join them. Together we strive to combat illiteracy and provide education to all, irrespective of which background one comes from. Whatever background you are, yours is to be subjective. Just be obedient to the system. If you're not obedient to the system, we will not know the system. Look at it, I was saying earlier. What happened? This teacher, I was able to pass through 31 courses by the Peace Institute of Operation, USA. They are still selling, they are still doing it. And how much was it? The money was not much, less than $100. And now, look at the price today. Look at 100,000 today. So I was able to acquire that. That's why I'm a finalist in peacekeeping, as a peacekeeper, one of the finalists. All the courses I did through digital. We believe and aim to reach every single student across 195 countries to develop a safer and progressive environment in their particular field of interest. Whatever interest you have, whatever field of interest you have, they are out there, more than 1,000. If you don't even see your courses, don't worry. I've been just informed. Everything will be created here. But for now, I don't think you have any shortcoming concerning any courses you are looking for. International Internship University has tied up with major universities all over the world, for providing various courses and doctorates. Along with that, we are affiliated with the World Education Organization. Look at that. We are there. Our affiliation is there. We inspired. We invest. We inject in young minds, igniting young minds. We make sure people they know what they are doing. They are fit to what they are doing. We are able to carry them around. One thing is that your mind must be young. You must always look young all the time. Looking young all the time, meaning ability to accept what you need to know, what we are telling you. Whereby you fail to accept what you're supposed to know, becomes a problem. That means you don't want to learn. And as far as you are living on this earth, learning is very paramount. Learning is paramount. If you don't learn, you will not know anything. Every one of us, we are still learning. In spite of we are professors, we have all those degrees, all those connectivity because of the grace of God. It doesn't mean that we will not also be obedient or committed to what we are doing. We must be committed. The pandemic has also become internalized as ongoing state of emergency, preparing us for the next crisis, which I said, yes, next crisis. That is climate change, for which we will see just how prepared we are. Yes, we here at the International Internship University are prepared because we have built a better and future, a better and hello. Our network.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you, sir.
You can hear me. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, we're paying attention. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Together,
yes.
We strive to combat illiteracy and provide education to all, irrespective of whatever. I've said all those words. Yes, we inspired. Our mindset must always be young, so that we can be inspired. If we don't believe in literature, we will not know. We feel that we are elders, so we don't want to. Our mind must be fresh. We must renew our mind so that we're able to know. Some of us have many doctorates, something, whatever, all those ones we have. But this is an academic area. And some of us have academic doctorate. But this time, we need to humble ourselves to follow suit, to have more. Knowledge is not lost, or learning is not lost. We should be able to have as much as we want, as far as we are able to cooperate to the system. What the system offers, we are able to cooperate. Let us now pledge together to unite the world through education with one platform so as to have one solution, because many nations, many problems. As far as we are together, different countries coming together, we should be able to. That is what UN Sustainable Development Goal is all about. Telling us that we should all be one, cooperate, quality education, which IIU is giving, quality education. Yes, affordable education too. And also those who cannot afford, we help them out by giving them education. Yes, those who can afford a little bit of the amount, they pay. Something ordinarily, you know how much it is. When I did my master's, my BS, my master's, my doctorate, I know how much I paid. More than 5 million, if I should calculate everything, more than 5 million I paid. But this time around, tell me, they are giving you the platter of gold. Would you be grateful to IIU? You should be grateful because you are given free of charge. By 2030, we want everywhere to be free education. People should be able to have that knowledge. That's what we are working for that area. So when somebody starts it now, we should appreciate them appreciate the organization, appreciate the university, so that the university should also appreciate us. Let's build an institution with stronger roots of higher efficient educationalists who are ready to extend their hands and knowledge for the future of our children. Why are we doing all these things? Because of our children. We want our children to be better educated. Rather than spending that money doing all those things, we want our people to be happy. When they are happy, we are also happy. If we also upgrade ourselves by coming into this platform and do what we're supposed to do, at least it's a better thing for us. So we should always be happy. What is our mission like? Is to achieve excellence in the field of virtual education at affordable price and free education for underprivileged. Look at that. To reach every child across the world, to promote and provide information online and virtual education service through maintaining global quality that will meet the test of time through researching, to teach and to learn, and to research. We teach, we learn, and research too, so as not to disgrace ourselves, just like this COVID that happened. Most people, we are not prepared. Most people in Nigeria, we are not prepared. Look at what happened. Only because of our weather, God has already blessed us. Who knows what the climate change will be? So let us be prepared now. By the time we are visible, we are able to prepare what is this dispensation. When that time comes, we should be. We have been asked what to do, how to do, so as to when that time comes, we'll be able. So let everybody follow suit. That is why this digitalization, this technology is very important. To teach us many things, we'll be doing it. Just like one of my colleagues who said that they will not become, they will give them certificate as somebody who has been, who has done this SDG program, which is also there. We give out all those things. What are our objectives like? Provide quality virtual education via e-library and using well-trained personnel with a modern facility in a comfortable way. Look at that. We have all those in place. So let's be praying for one another to be able to actualize the ultimate. We know God is the ultimate, He's the one that provides, He's the only person. But thank God for the IIU who has come on board, and God will use them mightily so as to affect life. And we also that have been employed for one or two area, we should also affect life too through them, using them. And this is how our children too will affect life. Before you know, everywhere will be good, be peaceful. That's what I'm preaching in my Dynamic Peace Rescue Mission International. Peaceful, one peace all over. But everybody thinks that. I thank God today, it has gone globally. All the countries, they are all aware of it. And I thank God what God is doing in our Dynamic Peace Rescue Mission. The same thing with this IIU. God is going to perfect a wonderful year. So every one of us must cooperate. We also to assist the students, the faculty, and the staff in identifying and locating and interpreting information with a larger choice of courses. Yeah, just as I said earlier, courses, a lot of courses are there. We should be ready to learn, irrespective of our age.
Professor Charles,
Yes.
Charles, thank you so much.
Thank
you are so on fire. Thank you so
Thank you.
What a wonderful, wonderful presentation. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on to our next presenter now. And this presenter, we appreciate you, Professor. Thank you so much. It was dynamic. So the next presenter we're going to bring onto the platform and honor is Jupit Pente from the Philippines. Are you available?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Wonderful. So you're in mathematics. You're an educator in mathematics, research, and so much more. So thank you for your participation, and you have the platform.
Okay, once again, thank you, IIU, for making me one of your panelists for tonight. And I wish to greet all these members, respected members of the Board of Trustees. We have the directors and all around the globe. So being part of this global initiative and advocacy of the IIU, I believe that we have three things to consider. First, I may share vision. So as a leader, as an educator, especially we're talking here about global community, I believe that vision is necessary. So as a leader, as an educator, and taking part in the internship program of IIU, we have this perspective. We need to have this perspective in mind, not only for our country, but for the international community. Second, we have to take an action. First vision, then action. So we have to take an action with these things or these challenges that is being posed not only by the pandemic, but all of these things that being said by our panelists and speakers. We have climate change, we have technological advancement, and we also have globalization. So we need to take action to address these concerns and to suggest solutions that can answer these problems. And lastly, we must have dedication. I believe that even if we have a clear vision, even if we do things a lot, we have that action, we have taken all those decisions that is being needed. I believe that without dedication, we cannot pursue all these dreams by the IIU and all of the dreams that we have and plans for our country, of our organization, of our institution. So I believe that there is three things that I can share, that I can promote, that I can advocate in IIU to achieve its goals, to achieve its objectives, and of course, to promote lifelong learning to everyone. I'll just keep it short. And once again, thank you very much for having me tonight. More power to IIU and to everyone.
That was absolutely wonderful. What an excellent presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. We are going to invite our last speaker up to the panel now. And these panelist speakers have been amazing. We are so we have two more actually. The next one, the next person we're going to bring onto the platform is Angela. That would be Edom Angela from Nigeria. Are you available?
Yes, I'm available.
Someone needs to mute their microphones. Okay, and so Edom from Nigeria, you're next.
Good evening, everyone.
I'm going to ask the technical team to please mute everyone.
Hey, yo, what up, my nigga?
Please mute everyone. Thank you.
Tanya, can you take that fat for me?
The next speaker is Edom Angela.
Tanya, can you take that fat for me?
Wonderful.
Hey, yo, what up, my niggas? Can you pop a titty? Pop a titty for the boy.
We're getting a lot of interference.
We're just going to pause this session
up, bitch,
for
you nigger.
2 minutes. I think we have
Mega black nigga boss 8.
Yes, I think we have been targeted in some spoof. Please just give us 2 minutes while the technical team.
Nigger, you fucking nigger.
Yes, please.
Shut the fuck up.
Please mute everyone. Technical team.
Tania ma'am, my name is after that, or I am Andy Mathur from.
Yes, sir. We will
Hang
have you
on.
shortly, sir. So, Dr. Mathur, we will shortly have you on as well.
Yes, of course. Hang on for just a minute, everyone. We'll get this sorted.
I think we're clear. Yeah, I think we can continue.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Harjeet. So our next member of the panel would be Edom Angela from Nigeria. Edom, you're up next, please. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Hello.
I'm waiting.
Good evening, everyone.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Good evening.
Nigger, shut the fuck up, bitch.
My nigga, why you muting the chat?
Hello. Hello.
Can
You're muted. We can't hear you.
Go ahead, Miss Angela, you have the platform.
Hello? Can everyone hear me?
I'm still waiting for my turn. Dr. Andy from.
My name is Angela Okabu, a Nigerian, the 300 level of Cross River University of Technology. I want to really appreciate everyone I want to appreciate IIU for this great opportunity that has been given to me to present, to speak. And from every indication, it seems I'm the only student in here. And I'm gonna speak on the niggas high, niggas.
Bro, I love this song.
Hello. I'm gonna speak on this.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm gonna speak on behalf of the students. During the pandemic, a lot of things happened. I was opportune to have like 2 certificates from Peace Operation Institute. Digital education is key and primary. It's a very important one when it has to do with education. Everything that is being discussed here has to do with SDG 4, which is quality education. And I'm very grateful to IIU for bringing up this, and I'm privileged to be among these, to participate in this program. Using my country as a case study, a lot of things have been going on in my country, most especially when it has to do with education. Nigerian students are very, very brilliant when it has to do with education, but they're lacking a lot of things. Digital is very important, but in my country, we are lacking that. If there is any way, any infrastructure can actually be put up to carry everybody along in the same line, because it's not everybody, or it's not everybody that will be able to afford the data to go online for e-learning, to go online to acquire knowledge, to go online to acquire education. If there's any skill, any infrastructure that can be built to carry everybody along, that will really go a long way to help a lot of Nigerians, a lot of youth who are eager to learn, a lot of youth who are eager to acquire knowledge. As it stands here, we are lacking, even when it comes to the aspect of electricity. If putting up the, if this is actually ongoing, we have to actually look for a way to carry everybody along, because we are lacking so much in this country, most especially Nigeria. Nigeria needs a lot of help. Please, I am actually speaking on behalf of the students of this country. If there's any infrastructure that can be put to carry everybody along, we will really appreciate and be ready to work with everyone. Thank you once again. I'm grateful for this golden opportunity.
Wow, you were a trooper. Thank you so much, Angela, for coming on from Nigeria. Apologies for any inconvenience. That was some hackers and technical difficulties, but we cleared it up very quickly. And thank you for being patient on
No, you
behalf
didn't,
of
bitch.
you today. The last presenter and speaker we're going to bring on is Mr. Veranda, I believe, from Croatia. Are you available?
I'm waiting from Indonesia, Dr. Randy Asrifan.
That's Mr. Verdrana, Croatia. Are you available?
Ms. Vedrana?
Dr. Randy Asrifan here. I'm waiting for my turn.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and have you next. You can have the platform, sir. Okay, thank you so much.
Doctor, hello.
Hello. Okay,
Yes,
can I
doctor.
start?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. That's my honor. Good evening from Indonesia. I'm Dr. Randi Asrifan. I'm a curriculum instructor from Universitas Muhammadiyah Sindrapang, and then I'm also head of student and alumni affairs. So I'm talking about a research that hopefully for IIU can support as a input based on my research for several months ago with my team, that the reason why University of colleges should be free, that based on the data we analyzed, that there are 5 components. The first component is we want to improve the society. So when the people more educated, they can also problem better. This means that the society can progress at a faster rate. Additionally, people education can better understand the history of their society and its current economic condition, such as they may be more inclined to participate in politics and improve their country. So the second is wide workplace. This is along with technological progression comes a shift in the workplace, and then most automated job are replacing low skill worker. uh, and then automation is spreading quickly across position that require repetition like back or office time. So the third is a boosted economy. So when the student graduated with they will likely continue to add to their debt with interest, such as it can take for many years before they manage to dig themselves. And then on the other hand, if the people were graduated without debt, and then that could be fast track their ability to earn, save, and spend. This help to stimulate the economy. And then with increases in customer spending, there is more demand, and then more demand in spending also related back to higher demand in the workforce, and then or more opportunity for employment. And then the last one is increase equality. So since affordability is a major issue for the many for many people, it comes to attending college or university, the playing field has not always been equal. And then the last is more focus. So when the student are not worried about money, they can focus better on their studies. Exactly, I think. And then even when student has loan and financial aid, they may find themselves stuck worrying about how they will have to pay back them in the future. And then this added stress can negatively impact their focus during the time when they are supposed to be learning. So there are some considerations. So the as the curriculum designer, where the field that I expertise. So why should, for example, IIU focus on education 4.0? So the there are some research that can support this system. The first one is the IIU should use the curriculum in education 4.0, because that is more personal learning, and then more remote learning opportunity, and then the playful of education tool, and then a data at the fingertip, and then the last one is easy to accurate assessment, I think. And then the last project. One of the characteristic of education 4.0 is the project-based learning. That's, I think, some input that hopefully support the education system in IIU. Thank you so much, and good evening from Indonesia.
Thank you so much. Those are excellent points that you brought out, as well as all the lovely other speakers. Thank you so much for being a part of this platform and for getting behind the initiatives for open access to all for education. Everything that you said was absolutely valuable, pertinent. Thank you so much, Dr. Andy. I'm going to go ahead and turn the program over to Harjeet, and he's going to finish out with the rest of our lovely speakers. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. It was wonderful. Thank you, Tanya. I am now going to return to our general list of speakers. We have 6 speakers left remaining for today evening's program. First, I'm going to invite Professor N.D. Mathur, who is a professor in the Department of Economics and director of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences at Manipal University. He's a distinguished scholar and has previously served on several faculty boards and is also a member of the UGC Committee for Commerce and Management. Professor Mathur, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Harjot, and thank you, Tania. Our topic for today's discussion is impact of new normal on virtual education. I'm N.D. Mathur and having around 44 years of experience in various higher education institutions in India. And presently I am working with Manipal University, Jaipur. And since pandemic has started, we are very successfully imparting virtual education at Manipal University. The very important feature I want to highlight today is that education has come to the forefront now. Earlier, it was felt that the burden of the satchel or the burden of the school bag is on the back or is on the shoulders of the student, but now it has come to the eyelid in the front. The education at the eyelids now. In the virtual education, we have brought it to the forefront and or at the eyelids of the person. That is a great change in virtual education. So we are not required to transfix in the old normal. What we need is that we should very quickly adapt the new normal, and what are the requirements and essentials of the new normal, they should be quickly adapted, and that needs a mind change, the change of the mindset, and the traditional people must know that they will become irrelevant if they will not change the mindset. So don't become irrelevant, remain meaningful, remain relevant, so that requires a great change in the mindset. Then secondly, I would say that I'll salute the idea of the architects of IIU, Mr. Piyush Pandit, Madam Roshni Lal, Madam Parveen Somani, that they are the architects of this university in the air, education in the clouds. People earlier used to feel that you need an investment of thousands of crores in infrastructure, but now you need investment not in physical infrastructure, but the digital infrastructure. And universities will impart education through clouds. With the help of clouds, and university in the air will be there. And IIU is one such model which will provide the low-cost education or the free education to the people who are running for the bread, not for the jam, and will serve the social cause. I'm hearing various panelists from yesterday and today also. I have heard various panelists and very nice ideas have come out. I'm really impressed by the ideas. Friends, we need a quick shift in the mindset, and I identified certain issues, because before jumping towards virtual education, we need to address certain questions, we need to address certain issues, and we need to find out the answers of those issues. These questions are that, do the students really need 4-year residential learning experience? Can this model be changed? Then what improvements are required in IT infrastructure to make virtual education much more successful? How can we strengthen this IT structure? What training efforts are required for faculty and students to facilitate change in mindset of the behavior? Dr. Murthy was talking about orientation course, C.V. Murthy sir. And he was talking about orientation for teachers and orientation for students also. I also believe that we need training efforts for teachers who are imparting virtual education and the students who are taking the virtual education. Teacher will be more a facilitator in virtual education, and there should be tolerant mentors. Then which part of the curriculum need to be substituted? Can we substitute some part for self-learning like MOOCs, Coursera or other platforms? Which part of the curriculum can be supplemented? Can be supplemented by multimedia presentations? And which part of the curriculum needs to jointly work with the technology? So which part can be complemented? So we will have to identify that in our curriculum, which part needs substitution, which part needs to be supplemented, and which part needs to be complemented with the technology. That the simulation models are required, or the gamification is required, or the virtual field tours are required, that can also be tried. Then lectures that require presence of an expert teacher can be separated. Face-to-face learning. Lectures which are possible through multimedia presentations, these can be separated. Then credits which may be completed by self-learning through MOOCs, Coursera, etc., these may be separated. Then physical exposure versus virtual exposure, where face-to-face lab work is needed. Whether lab work may be substituted by the simulation models, gamification models, and other experimentations. Then what may be the global learning, blended learning model of imparting virtual education? We will have to take a lead in developing a model of imparting virtual education, and that can work at the global level, because this university is working in 195 countries. We need a model which is workable in all the countries uniformly and universally. Then compare the experience of face-to-face learning with experience of remote learning. We must compare what are the benefits in face-to-face learning, what are the benefits of the virtual learning, then what are the challenges in virtual learning, what are the challenges of face-to-face learning, and then compare those user experiences. And then after comparison, we should find out where are the hurdles and how these hurdles can be overcome. Then is there any need to maintain a chat room that facilitates anonymized discussions about technology issues or course designs or course delivery? Then which classes may be replaced by supplementary activities, engagements, and gamification? Which portions of subject content need to be complemented by technology, and which may be exclusively separated from technology, where face-to-face teacher presence is essential? Then how to cope with problem of digital divide or digital inequalities? Because if we are working in 195 countries, some countries are they have a better bandwidth and better internet facilities, but in some countries, poor countries, there are digital divide and digital inequalities. Bandwidth is less, internet is not properly working, sometimes audio is not working. So how to cope with certain problems and how to make it inclusive, that our IT team has to find out. Then where human action or lectures may be displaced. Sometimes we can deliver lectures which are already the pre-video, we can make videos of lecture, and those videos can be run. The face-to-face person is not needed sometimes. So this is about the issues I'm talking. Then there are certain essentials of virtual education, and the essentials are the virtual education must be learner-centric. Learner should be our focus. He should be the central point. It should be more flexi and interdisciplinary. that education should be flexible. We must have an excellent content, no compromise on the content. And then it should be expressive and effective learning experience. Teaching should be with human face. It should be inclusive teaching. Then minimize teaching learning gap. The gap between teaching and learning should be minimum, because it is said that in virtual education, this gap has widened. So we should take efforts and we should take care of this, that this gap doesn't get widened and there is minimum gap or no gap between the teaching and learning. And then take advantage of diversity. Benefits of diversity can be reaped. Those benefits should be reaped, that because there is variety of the students, various countries, and then that diversification can be taken to the advantage of the students, that we can learn from each other. We can have stories of other part of the globe, and then they can be incorporated. We can have best practices of other part. We can have best curriculum in other part that can be borrowed and that can be incorporated and used for imparting. So diversity should be taken for our advantage. We should grow with purpose. We should develop a blended model or hybrid learning model, and we should use the appropriate equipments. And we have to replace the brick and mortar schedule with the digital schedule. These are the essentials of virtual education. And finally, I will talk about the qualities of a virtual teacher, that a virtual teacher should be such that he can quickly adapt new normal. He should be curriculum expert person. Curriculum expertise must be there with him. He must have technical skills and technical creativity. When I talk about technical skills and technical creativity, he must use certain creative methods while imparting the virtual learning, so that when we go to the virtual class, we must go with models, we must go with science models, and those can be shown so that the gap can be minimized by those models. Then the virtual learning teacher should be such that he should be easily accessible, available, tolerant, and supportive. He should be inspiring, igniting, adaptability, quick adaptable, then encouraging, and the nice mentorship skills must be with him. The teaching with conscience and teaching with passion must be there. The teacher who are having conscience with them, teacher who have good content, teachers who have good communication. I think content, communication, and conscience, I would say if the three things are there with the virtual teacher, he is the most successful virtual teacher. And then the teacher must be time zone friendly also. He should be socially driven, and he should work more as a facilitator rather than he should work as a teacher. So he should be more as a facilitator. I am extremely thankful to the authorities of IIU and to the moderators that they have given me a chance. I would finally close by saying that one ship sails the east, the other ship sails the west, by the same wind that blow. It's not the gale, it's the set of our sail that determines where we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Mathur. Thank you very much, sir. You raised very important and essential points about cultural relativism playing a role in defining a global curriculum at IIU, how it is going to be different in cross-border settings, and how we hope that our country heads are able to facilitate that. You also raised the point pertinent to having a uniform faculty setting and a norm. And I think that would be something that IIU will be in the future, looking at setting a uniform faculty standard that is able to provide all the three elements that you specified in your talk. Thank you very much, Professor Mathur. It was very good to have you over and listen to your points. I'm going to invite the next speaker for today, Dr. Jared Akuma Onyari from Kenya. He has a BA in economics and geography, and he is a PhD candidate currently pursuing conflict studies. Sir, you have the floor.
Thank you, Hajat, for giving me this opportunity. And I want to say that all the protocol is observed, and the for the interest of time, I will go straight. I can see the numbers have kept on dropping. It means now that our people who are attending are getting tired. So I don't want to waste that much time, but I want to say that make very few remarks because I'm very sensitive because I'm a teacher and I know when people when they are just there for the sake, but they are not with you. Perhaps let me just entertain you for a minute and then there will be always an opportunity. Let me say that IIU has seen far like a giraffe. Coronavirus pandemic 2019 came and you have looked at the opportunity. There has always been a demand for universal education for many years until Corona came. Remember, SDG number 4 talks about quality education. And we are 9 years away from achieving those targets, but I can see if all institutions could be able to see far, like International Internship University will be heading somewhere. So the future of education in the world today, the classroom has been, the walls of a classroom have been broken. And this is where we are. We are in a classroom and we are able to attend the classroom from all over the world. But my only worry is this: who are we targeting? Are we assuming that the entire world is internet covered? A while ago, when you gave me an opportunity to speak, I will not do it because of the internet. This is one of the challenges which we need to move. As much as we are trying to say this good, but we are moving, targeting a certain class of people. Because the entire almost 1.2 billion children in the world will not be able to get this kind of education. So even if they are able to get that education, are they able to have the bundles so that they can be able to participate? Remember, some people, because of poverty, SDG number 1 talks about end hunger and poverty. After having said that, there are some people in the world who live below $1 a day. So how effective is it? How effective is it? Are they going to have bundles to attend classes or have food for their stomach? This is a kind of conversation and engagement that which we need to now enhance advocacy in our respective governments so that they can be able to invest more on ICT for this one to become a reality. While finishing, let me try to say this, that International Internship University, you have implemented SDG number 4 and number 17, that is quality education and global partnership. This is the future of the world. We need to work in the partnership. This is how we need to do it now. And now what we need to do more to achieve what we want to do is advocacy. We must bring more people on the table. Let us not leave anyone behind. And on this, I am very, very, very happy with you. Because with the virtual education, I've said that is the future. There is no negotiation, there is no debate. That is the future. The future is virtual education. It's now to move forward and bring more people on board. And I've given you advocacy, networking, and you know what you want. And when you know what you want, you go for it, and nobody can stop you. I said I don't want to repeat what others have said. There's nothing beyond the moon that I'm going to under the sky I'm going to say. But I've already said, thank you for implementing SDG number 4. You have at least done something. Thank you for implementing SDG number 17. You have brought us on board. The stone which starts rolling, continue gathering momentum. IIU, we are continuing rolling and we gather the momentum, and the momentum is coming. And at the end of the day, we have become the pioneer because you have seen far like a giraffe. A giraffe is a tall animal which sees far. When others were running away, you seized an opportunity. See the kind of wonderful work you have done. Let me submit.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Well, we hope we continue down that path and we continue achieving not only the SDGs, but also our own aims of ensuring that the advocacy for universal education and equity continues. Thank you for your kind words at the end, sir. It was a pleasure having you over. I am going to invite our next speaker today, Dr. Nikola Tutek from Croatia. He graduated with Croatian language and literature department from Croatia in 2003. Dr. Tutek?
Yes. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. So, zdravo.
Zdravo, dobar dan. Hello, thank
No,
you.
sir, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Hvala. Well, I would like to tell you shortly that we have as a species already encountered a couple of critical situations during our history, and I guess we survived them all, some with knowledge, some with luck, but the only way to actually deal with such situations of general alert or general disaster, if you want, is to deal it united as a species, not as people, as countries, as groups, whatever, as a species, and that's the only way to actually survive. And in this situation, I think this is the biggest knowledge that we have to take out of this COVID thing. That that we have to stay together, otherwise. Because what's coming next can be probably only worse. I don't want to be pessimist. I don't think that we will disappear, but the climate change and all that. The thing is that you cannot ask, a storm for custom clearance. You cannot ask for a flood to on the border. Sorry, excuse me, flood. Do you have something to declare? No. Thing is that these things don't appreciate our, fiction borders and walls and fences that we built between ourselves for some reason, which I still don't really understand. The thing is that we have to act as one. And have we learned anything from all the bad things that happened to us during our history as a species? Well, the answer could be yes and no. First, yes, if you compare our reaction to COVID in the beginning of the 21st century to what we did in the 20th century, we can say, oh, wow, yeah, we did a big step. There's a big step. Just remember the beginning of the 20th century and how we treated each other. And I think we did there was a big improvement, on this level of cooperation and this intuitive level of cooperation as a species. Not just, the knowledge, there's also intuition. Look, this is a human. I help another human, we kind of went far away from that for some reason. I don't understand why. I mean, yeah, there are theories, of course, but the second thing is that the second answer would be no. No, why no? Well, because if you compare to how this level of general development of the human race and how much we actually help each other, that's very, very little. That's very, very little of the goodies that people have in the West or wherever, South, wherever the rich societies, very little is shared with other people. And that's absolutely the fact, Not only that very little shared, but also a different kind of dare to say colonialism is actually an act here. And I'm not sure, I'm mingling, with other people's business, other people's destinies. And we could have done much, much more. But still, compare this to, I don't know, the Spanish flu in the beginning of 20th century. And now just imagine the end of this century. If you continue this pace, and if you have enough time, probably it won't be that bad. Won't be that bad. We'll have to learn to stick together and help each other. Now, about education. How did that influence education? Well, there's nothing bad with online teaching. But we have to make a large and important difference between pre-corona online teaching and post-corona online teaching. The post-corona online teaching was not, or corona time online teaching was not voluntary. Most of the thing that we did was kind of a crash landing. You know, most of what we did was crash landing. But there's something very good in that, because even before Corona, the online education has started developing, you know, like full speed ahead. And now we've learned, even those people who didn't believe in it, they had to do it now, right? Look at us, 130, there was at one point 139 people here from I don't know, 20, 30 countries all around the globe. We are talking, would you do this without Corona? I doubt, actually, I doubt. So the thing is that this is a great thing what's happening here. And I mean, you know, Corona is obviously, it's, you know, it'll pass. But what will stay will be the knowledge that we have to work with, and build up. If this knowledge helps us to give education to one poor person in the world, we won, you know. But I think this will be even more. This will be even much more. Now, something mentioned, I would like to finish with that. Something mentioned with a colleague, esteemed colleague from Philippines, who had who said something about, you know, how will our these alumni be, you know, accepted by the world? That's a very good question. You know, as in everything in the world, there's a certain, what we call here, Eurocentrism, or you could say, I don't know another word for that, but you know, there's a so-called Ivy League, you know, Ivy League of universities, which are of course, you know, very good, pretty good, and they're the best on this list, right? They will not accept this kind of teaching so easily. They will not so easily, you know, like just give up the positions they have right now. On the other hand, you know, I had an interesting talk to a professor from one of the Ivy Leagues of universities in Europe, who told me, you know, it's not so important to actually come to our university and study. It's important that you can actually pay it, and it's important what kind of contacts you make there. And see, this is this very I would dare to say improper way of how our world actually works. It's not important what you really learn there. It's important what kind of names you have in your name book after the last year when you graduate. See, this is something we definitely have to fight with. We definitely have to fight with, and the IIU University as such has to work on more. Sorry, this is my kids. Just a second. Hey, silence. The most important thing is that IIU, besides, you know, choosing good people for the job, besides attracting students all around, which won't be a problem, I'm sure, that it builds up a place for itself in this world, which is not fair and which will not give in so easily. And yeah, that was a very good point. But as I said, this Corona situation in some very strange way will help us to be stronger, will help the online teaching to develop much more. And I think there's a great chance for that. I would like to really express my deep gratitude to all of you who are trying to help those people who are not privileged. Because, you know, let's face it, I was privileged. Although I was born in Eastern Europe, where all schooling is for free. Still, you know, the school was there somewhere, and my mom said, like, go. You know, that was it. People don't understand the West, that in many countries this is not even possible. We have to open up as I will use the word again, as species, understand the problems that we really have. Understand that it's, you know, it's not so easy everywhere. It's not so easy for everybody, and give education to everybody. And make those who think that this is wrong, make them think differently. All right. So thank you very much. It was a great honor to be here with you. And I would like to say hello to all of you, and good luck. Good luck. If I can help in any way, I sure will. I sure will.
Hvala vam, Dr. Tuzak. It was a pleasure to have you. And yes, I mean, the Eastern European states, especially Slovenia, Croatia, have given us good models where higher education is free, even for international students, and offered in English in several ways. So it definitely differs from the Western Eurocentric education systems and policies that dominate the world and the university rankings around the world today. So that's definitely there. And we hope that the new normal that we are now approaching as the internship university, IIU is able to follow through and hold that fort, as you said. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank
It
you.
was a
Bye-bye.
pleasure having
Thank
you here.
It's a pleasure being here.
I would now like to invite our next speaker and our IIU's head from Brazil, Vilma Barbosa, has been an English teacher and graduated in several languages, including Portuguese, Spanish, and English. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. Good morning from Brazil. It's a great pleasure being here. I'm honored to represent my country to talk about education. Education, the only way millions of people have to fight poverty. The only way youngsters have to escape from drugs and crime. Maybe the only chance for them to have a better life. International Internship University brings the chance zillions of people are waiting for. Now, everyone can study at an accredited university at really low fees, and it's an incredible opportunity. In my country, attending a university and learning a second language is a privilege. Just a few people can do that. And just a few of them have the chance to learn English, this language that is able to connect the world and change lives. It completely changed mine. When I was 13 years old, I lived in a farm whose owner had an English school. As I loved helping him with his sheep, he offered and gave me a 100% scholarship. And I studied really hard. I gave my best. And today I am an international English teacher. And here I am, a proud member of IIU. Together, we'll give the opportunity to lots of people to learn English from basic to higher and to have an international certificate or diploma. Will change millions of people's lives. That's much more than I've ever dreamed to do in my life. I have no words to express my gratitude. We're showing education is the key for a better life. We're teaching people to believe in themselves, and that's memorable. I just have to say thank you, IIU, for the opportunity. And I am here to do what's possible. Let's change lives. Let's make the difference. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Obrigada,
Thank
Senhora
you.
Barbosa.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Yes, I think it's very important what we're trying to achieve. 194 countries seems like a challenge to everybody when we take the approach, but the understanding is that everyone here does not have access to basic education or higher education. Like you said, English is a very important skill. I don't even believe it's a language anymore. It's a skill that you require for, I think, several jobs around the world now. And to facilitate cross-border virtual learning through these mediums, and we hope that we're able to change a lot of lives in the future and put the kids on the right track rather than them suffering without the appropriate skill development. Obrigada.
Thank you.
Before I move on, we are done for the speakers for today. I would like to open the floor to any of our attendees if they have any comments, short comments, or any questions for any specific panel members. Please raise your hands. Okay. I think most of our speakers are tired. Our attendees are tired now. So I'm going to move on. I would like to announce once the International Internship University tomorrow on the 27th of May would appreciate all of you to join us. We introduce all our respective country heads, our country directors, and we will also be having an online convocation on the 30th of May. I would request all of you to please kindly join us. If you're unable to find the link or are unable to join the meeting, please contact one of our social media handles. We should be able to direct you to the right place. Thank you again for joining us. I am now going to invite Ms. Prachi Kaur. She is the country head for India, a very important member of our team, to deliver the vote of thanks. Ma'am.
Well, it's an honor to have been asked for a vote of thanks on the occasion of the launch of IIU. On behalf of our organization, that the entire management group here, I'm very hearty gratitude to our trustee, Ms. Roshni Lal, our Vice Chancellor, Ambassador Dr. Pareen Somani, our co-founder, Mona Angia, Mr. Piyush Pandit, and Stephen. Also, extend my thanks to all the speakers for sharing their graceful words with us in this conference. We have been fortunate to have renowned identity from academic, industry, and other areas. I'm very thankful to all the participants of this Congress. I take this occurrence to thank the entire committee as well as the audience for representing their valuable views. I must remark a proficient sense to all our guests for sharing with us some of the finest management practices. All the participants of this meeting are all inspired by your highly sparkling words. I'm sure that IIU will continue to get significant provision from the diverse group in the future. Well, Mr. Piyush Pandit, ladies and gentlemen, and even like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. Actually, it requires planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues of IIU who knows their job and are result oriented. I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. Thank you so much all. Till then, stay safe and stay.
Thank you. I would like to thank all the speakers. Thank you, Dr. Go. It's a pleasure to have all of you here and be your moderator. I am Harjot Singh, and I will be logging off. I hope you will all join us tomorrow for our final session of this second conference. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you.